for starters from a year ago. Yep. Mount Vernon returns 5 starters: Sydney Meeker, Libby Ryan, Wynn Vandersaw, also Katie Wyckoff and Caitlin Valesky as 5 starters off their 3A semifinalist team. For head coach Maggie Williams in her 6th season, she's got 131 wins, 62 losses, a Mount Vernon native, a graduate of 1997, played for former head coach Shirley Ryan, who is a Hall of Famer, 37 years, and Coach Williams took over the program after being assistant for Coach Ryan as well. Coach Brett Mather's 21st season here at West Delaware, 677 and 141. A 23rd total as he spent his first 2 years at Wellsburg Steamboat Rock. Before it was AGWSR. 707 in the win department, 168 in the loss department. And head coach Brett Mather, just a tremendous career he has had. And got that state championship monkey off the back, if you will, last year with that title. So that was so good. That was another part of it. So good to see for him and his state tournament appearance there for West Delaware, finally getting that elusive title.
Right. You know, you can say that. You got that monkey off the back, always a bridesmaid, never a bride type of stuff. They always used to say that stuff. But, you know, just the program and the place that it's been. The kids at school, when they talk about the volleyball program, there's a lot of respect there. Anybody out in the community now, too, you know, the respect for a lot of the programs here at West Delaware. It's really fun to see. We've got a great school going here right now.
Yes, indeed. The culture with the second week of the school and the excitement here tonight with this top 5 matchup. It's number 2 Mount Vernon against the Hawks, who are number 5 here in this last 3A Wamak East Division tilt tonight. And we're back for all the exciting action next right here from KMCH Sports.
Bob Stephen Motors in Manchester proudly supports all area athletes. Bob Stephen Motors is your locally owned and operated GM dealer in Manchester. Visit them on the web at bobstephenmotors.com.
Since 1995, Edgewood Feed Mill Construction has provided customers with a quality, pre-engineered building package for their swine facility needs. Edgewood Feed Mill Construction is a general contractor and will assist you with the construction of your livestock facility, start to finish. For more information on Edgewood Feed Mill Construction, contact Steve Harris at 563-920-7835.
This is Fred Smock from Dunlap Motors and Independence with Chevy, Buick, and certified pre-owned Chevy, Buick, and GMC, and nearly 300 new and used cars and trucks in stock. We have big town inventory with small town service. Go to DunlapMotorsIndy.com.
At Precision Collision, we are committed to providing you with high quality auto body repair and paint refinishing. Our expertly trained technicians can repair all accidental damage and get you back on the road in no time. Come visit me, Jeff, for a free estimate. We are located along Highway 20 at the Delaware turnoff. Precision Collision, one call does it all, quality guaranteed.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. It takes the right financial partner who cares as much about your future as you do, building a financial plan to meet your life's priorities and helping you achieve the financial security you're after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact me, Mitch Payton, or Matt Schulte today. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
American Trust and Savings Bank wishes all area athletes and coaching staff continued success. American Trust and Savings Bank with locations in Dyersville, Farley, Dubuque, and Des Moines. Simply better banking. Check them out at americantrust.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sight and good vision is very easy to take for granted until it is taken away. Advanced Eye Care Associates of Eastern Iowa is here to help you. Advanced Eye Care Associates of Eastern Iowa is located at 105 East Butler Street in Manchester and at 1113 West 3rd Street in Benton. Your vision is our primary focus.
Anderson is the leader in doors and windows. They set the bar high with high-performing, dependable, energy-efficient products for your renovation and building projects. Contact your local vendor, Delhi Lumber, at 922-2404 for all of your window needs. Delhi Lumber, your authorized Anderson Windows dealer, big-town quality with small-town service.
At Community Savings Bank, it's simple. Simply free checking comes with free debit cards, free online banking with bill pay, free mobile money, and free thank you gifts. Find out more about Simply Free Checking at one of our 7 locations or online at csbiowa.com. Community Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Jay's Auto Super Center on the Greater East End of Manchester.
And a welcome back in to Seedorf Gymnasium, a noisy, crowdy night on hand. KCRG, our weather partner, is here. Sports Man, Josh Christensen here just got a nice shot of that student section. It's, for whatever reason, Amish night and beach night here tonight at the old gymnasium for the first home volleyball match of the year as the Hawks at number 5 in Class 3A taking on the second-ranked team, Mount Vernon, who is number 2 in 3A. For the Hawks, Claire Dimmer, the sophomore, Macy Kleitz, the freshman, Caitlin Mangold, the senior, Liz Kolak, the senior, Lauren Collier, the junior, Haley Linus is the senior captain, Jade Putz is the senior libero. As a new look for the Hawks here, the new uniforms with the black down the sides of the arms, the white numbers, the black trim, the black shorts. As a different look that we've seen.
Well,
the new unis after the championship
They
year.
are, and our senior, Haley Linus, designed those.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of a
very
nice thing. Yeah, I think they look pretty darn sharp.
I agree. As for Mount Vernon, Katie Wyckoff is the senior. Also out there, a junior. Bailey Sullivan, a junior. Rory Light, a sophomore. As back is Wyckoff, the senior, to serve from the back right corner. She lofts it over, popped up in the air by Linus. Front set, right to left. Linus hits it over. Mount Vernon able to play it. And there is a
net violation.
4-hit violation called on Mount Vernon. As we are underway here tonight, a little later than regularly scheduled at 7:47 here in this matchup of Wamak East Division teams. As serving back left corner, the freshman, the senior Mariah Kleitch, is a senior last year on that team. As Kleitch serves it out of bounds, and Mount Vernon has tied this game up 1-1.
You know, and we'll say that that's a little bit of freshman jitters because she's leading the team right now in aces already as a freshman. She's got 7 aces on the year already, so that's not going to stay long.
Caitlin Valesky, the senior, in there as well. Had an ACL injury a couple years ago. As a sophomore, one of the talented players, she smacks this over the back row. It's bumped up front set. The wallop over by Collier is defended by Mount Vernon. 1-1 here early on in set 1. This is the front set, now a bump set up to Linus. She tried to sneak it in the back row, but can't do it. Just goes out the back side, and Mount Vernon takes the 2-1 lead.
Well, our back row's looking really good tonight already. They've got a few digs in there already. It's looking nice.
As the libero, Libby Ryan, the senior, the all-stater, first team all-stater. Her grandma, Shirley Ryan, had the program for 37 years. The 900 victories, a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
As
she's in the house tonight, too.
That's right. She's here, as she usually is, following Mount Vernon volleyball. As the Hawks have tied it up, it's tied 2-2. This one's bumped to the middle, now bumped over to Jade Putz. She sends it up front. The hammer down by Claire Dimmer, the sophomore. And just like she did in her freshman campaign, picking up where she left off, as she's one of the talented members, the up-and-comers. She had a lot of varsity experience and honorable mention all-conference player a year ago.
You know, and even with this early in the season, to have them run a play, a shooting quick like that from the freshman setter, I am so impressed.
This one short on into the net by the sophomore Rory Light. And the Hawks go up by 2, 4-2. Back right corner, the libero Putz popping it over. Front set, right to left. Here's the hammer there by Valesky, but blocked on the right side. Ashley Goebel, the senior, getting credit for that one as the Hawks lead by 3, 5-2.
Jade Putz with a nice little knuckleball serve for us.
This one's tapped over by Putz under the net. A diving effort by Coach Stokes Williams. I can sense a timeout as Vandersall couldn't get through in time. There it is. The timeout coming. Hawks with a great start, 6-2. The Hawks leading this one, as we'll keep it right here. Mount Vernon coming in 2-0. They played in a triangular at Tiffin at Clear Creek Amana High School last Thursday night, starting off their season with 2 W's, 2-0 and 2-0 over Clear Creek Amana and Center Point Urbana. The Hawks in that Independence Invitational on Saturday beat Independence, Springfield, Central Caters, Starmont, and Benton. They beat the Mustangs in the championship match, so the Hawks are 10-0 set-wise so far on this season, as Mount Vernon is 4-0 in the set department. The Hawks are doing some things well early on here.
Overall, he thought they played really well on Saturday. He played a lot of girls to try to find some positions and stuff.
Served over by Putz again. Blocked by Goebel off the hit by Vandersall. Here's a front set right to left. Linus with the hit. It goes off of the block on the right side by Vandersall as it somehow trickles over the net of the Hawks. It comes back just in the middle of the net. The Hawks weren't able to get to it at 6-3. Hawks lead by 3.
You got some pretty good blockers there from Mount Vernon. A lot of experience on that side.
3A semifinalists a year ago, losing to West Liberty, who lost in the championship match. Here's Goebel hitting the antenna on the far side out of bounds. So the Mustangs have climbed back within 2 now. 6-4, Hawks with the early lead on this first night of September 2016. The Hawks and the Mustangs tangle in the Wamak East Division showdown. Here's a bump up front set. Here is Linus sneaks it down the line on the left side. The Mustangs cannot get there in time. The closest one was Bailey Sullivan, the junior, and she just could not react fast enough. Yeah. And Linus has put a little more speed in that fastball in the offseason.
That was a great read on her hit. She saw that where the blocker was and just took it right down the line with authority on the
Yes, indeed. Linus smacks it over off the serve, and now this one's pinballed around and dropped off of the net, off of the fingertips of a Hawk there up front. That's Macy Kleitsch, the freshman, hit it into the net, and her Hawk teammate in front of her could not help her out. 7-5, Hawks lead by 2. Here's Ryan, the All-Stater, first teamer a year ago. Wow. This one smacked down. What a set there. Goebel sets it to Dimmer, and Claire brought the hammer again. Ryan couldn't handle the low fastball. She nails it out of bounds. Hawks lead by 3, 8-5.
And that girl's got some hands. That little freshman setter's doing her job tonight. And our back row, that passing, you don't get much better than that. I'm impressed.
Here is the left-handed serve over by the Hawks. Going to be too hard and out the back side as the lefty Kolak. It's Kolak or Mangold, I should say. Caitlin Mangold, the server.
Yep.
Yeah, Caitlin, the senior.
Pretty strong. She comes in and she gets a little bit more energy behind it sometimes.
The Hawks have 8 seniors on this year's team, 15 total, 2 juniors, 4 sophomores, 1 freshman from Mount Vernon, 18 on their roster, 8 seniors as well. 6 juniors, 3 sophomores, 1 freshman. This one is going to be a 2-hit violation called on Mount Vernon. Hawks get the point and the ball back. They lead 9-6. Lauren Collier checks back in. Putz will have a breather.
Another excellent hitter for West Delaware, coming back with some experience from last year, Lauren Collier. She's not going to have those first-game jitters as much.
As a sophomore, she stepped up huge a year ago.
Yeah, she did.
As the serve over by Kleitsch. Now bumped up in the air, little tap over as Kyra Vasky, the junior, comes in for the first time tonight. This one's bumped in the air by Peyton Lindauer, the sophomore, who's checked in as well. Tapped over by Mount Vernon. A little volley going on here. Hawks lead 9-6. Vasky tries to poke it over the defense. Mustangs answer. Slap back over. Diving effort by Linus, back row. A little shiver back over there on the right side. And now nice volley here. A tap to the middle. Covered by the Hawks. Bump left side. Vasky pokes it in. Linus. Oh, what a pinball act there. What do they call it? Lift violation called.
Yeah.
On Mount Vernon that time.
We'll take it.
You agree?
No, but we'll take
That was a tough one. A diving effort.
That was a really nice volley going.
The veteran officials here tonight, Dan Nauman, the stand-up official from Dubuque. Steve Walls, the veteran, also college official. He's done some Division I the last couple of years. Steve Walls of Holy Cross, a good friend of ours, a great guy.
Yeah.
As that one served out of bounds, it's 10-7. Great to see him get in the college game.
It is. He's really enjoying that, too, from talking to him. He's enjoying doing the college, the faster pace of it. He likes that.
But he won't pass up good volleyball like this.
He will not, that's for sure.
So Hawks lead early here, 10-7. We're in set number 1 of this Wamak East Division match. One served over. Back row, up front. Linus tries to check the Collier, tries to line it down the line. But it's out of bounds on the near side. Mount Vernon bench. And the Hawks lead by 2, 10-8. This one is served over off the right hand of Grace Pettinger, the junior. This one is walloped to the back row. Haley Linus got up and fisted that one over and snuck it in the back row. 11-8, Hawks lead by 3. Vasky comes out to take a break. as coming back in for the Hawks. Actually coming back in is the senior Liz Kolak. She'll have the serve from the right corner.
Haley Linus is going to be a weapon everywhere on the floor.
Front set. Here's the hammer brought left side, as that is Wynn Vandersall, the senior. She was one of the returning starters. An outside hitter is Vandersall for six-year head coach Maggie Willems. 11-9, Hawks the 2-point advantage. This one's popped up in the air. Linus. This one sent behind the Hawks bench. A valiant effort. Chased that one down, Mangold and Putz, but nowhere close to getting it. It was behind the chairs, and the Mustangs have snuck back within one, 11-10.
I think our students scared Linus more than they did the server with that. They sat down quickly.
This one sent over off the serve of Wyckoff, the senior. Hawks play it back. Linus, front set back to Linus from Kleitch. Popped up in the air on Mount Vernon's side. Here's a slap over to the back middle. Puts front set. Just a little tap over by Collier at the net. Now the Hawks get it back after Light puts it over the net. Here's the bump. Now front set. The hammer block up top. Linus was there for the block. To her right was Collier, but give Haley Linus credit, I believe, for the block.
Yeah, perfect seal by both blockers. There's no place for her to go with that.
What an effort there. The Hawks with a good start. Leading by 2 here, 12-10. Here's Kleitz, the freshman, lining over. Just a tremendous athlete as a freshman. As Macy Kleitz, valuable member of that softball team that made it to the sub-state this past summer as well. She's going to be a heck of an athlete.
Nice season for the softball team, too. It was fun watching them.
As this one snuck in on the far side, Mount Vernon back to within one now. 12-11. Hawks have the 1-point advantage. Served into the net that time by Ella Brazzi, as Brazzi, the sophomore daughter of Cornell College women's basketball coach Brent Brazzi, a longtime coach in the area. Actually started his basketball coaching career coaching the boys, take him to a sub-state at Anamosa. Coach the co-college boys, and then went to Cornell. He's coaching the women now. This one is sent over back row, and it goes out of bounds, and that is Caitlin Valesky, the senior. 13-12 now, the 1-point lead for the Hawks.
You know, and the Mustangs ran a stack there. What they did was they brought a hitter up to the net, and she went up, and the block went up with her, and then the back person right behind her got that kill.
This one's sent over by Mount Vernon. Front set, left corner. Linus sticks it in the back row. Coming left to right was the diving libero, Ryan. She couldn't get there in time. As it falls down on Mount Vernon's side, the Hawks take a 2-point lead again, 14-12. Kolak comes out. Linus is in to serve right back corner. It's Vasky, Dimmer, and Goebel up front. Here is a smackdown there by Valesky again. And that's the one girl for Mount Vernon. The big gun there. You don't want to get heated up as
Valesky,
she comes in.
She's averaging 1.5 kills per game. And, you know, a back set like that, and she's such a quick swing, that's going to score.
Falls pinballed around. The Hawks couldn't get it high enough, and it falls down, and this game is tied at 14.
Mount Vernon has 4 strong hitters that have returned, averaging 1.5 to 2 kills per set. So they're a scoring machine right now.
As Linus sends it to the back row. Popped up in the air by Vandersall. Now hitting over Valesky. Good play by Linus. Front set. Blocked there by Dimmer. Off the hit by Wyckoff. Now a nice save. A dig by Kleitz in the middle of the floor. On the floor. Linus sends it over. Front set. Right to left. Little tap. Blocked by Goebel. Sent back over. Puts. Front set to Dimmer. She smacks it over. Ryan there to play it. Valesky with a smackdown that time. Boy, can she bring the heat. She's getting looked at by Division I schools, no doubt. For her, it's a matter of what sport she wants to play. I believe her sport would be volleyball.
Yeah, that's true. Her arm swing is amazing.
As Linus sends this one out of bounds, the Hawks now trail by 1 for the first time in this game, 15-14. This one's hit under the net by Linus. We're up by 2, 16-14 now, and a timeout for Coach Mather. Hawks take the timeout, 16-14. They trail by 2 in the middle of this in the middle of the set number 1. We're back after this in KMCH Sports.
Farmers Savings Bank proudly supports all area athletes and their coaching staff. For all your banking needs, visit them in Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, and Aurora, or online at farmersavingsbank.com. Member FDIC.
Viafield is your headquarters for all your seed, chemical, and fertilizer needs. They have professional service and quality products needed to bring the best crop to market. Viafield, providing growth opportunity for 18 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota.
The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and the Dyersville Commercial recognize the hard work and dedication of all area athletes. Check out the weekly sports section in the commercial for scores and information. The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and Dyersville Commercial, supporting your communities.
94.7 KMCH.
John Swisher, Jones Settle back with you from Cedar Gymnasium. Battle of top 5 teams in Class 3A here tonight to start the Wanack East Division schedule. What a block right on top of the net. There was Wyckoff, the senior, as the Mustangs take a 3-point lead, their largest here of the night, as they just took the lead in this match, 15-14 for the first time. The Hawks had a lead of 2 to 3 points early on in this match, but Mount Vernon now has the 3-point advantage. Mount Vernon now trying to find the answer. Hawks pop it up front to put. Into the middle, Linus smacks it over. The bump set middle, Valesky just taps it. Looked like she was going to hammer it down, but she did not. This one sent over by Vasky. Back set, right corner, here's Valesky. Pops up in the air by Kleitz. Goebel bumps it up. Now Linus smacks it to the back row with the libero. Ryan is there. Front set. The hammer by Wyckoff. It was partially blocked up front by Dimmer. A toss over by Goebel. Oh, what an effort. What a toss over there by Wyckoff. Somehow got that ball over the net. This one's popped up in the air. Nice volley here. Here's a little tippity tap by Valesky. And that's how the Mustangs get that point. What great effort. What great volleys we're seeing here tonight.
On both sides. Wyckoff and Valesky, they really work well together. And you know what you're seeing here is you're not seeing them throwing out the power a lot. You're using Valesky out here at right side a lot. It's kind of cool.
Ryan with the serve, pops it up in the air to Kleitz. Now the smack over by Linus. Mount Vernon, the block there by Dimmer. Mount Vernon now with the return, puts back set to Vasky. It was blocked back over by Valesky. Nice save on the run towards the student section. Linus putting it over his foot, coming up, trying to get the dig was Vandersall. Could not get it. She hit it into the net and bounded back down as the for the Hawks, Goebel will come out, and back in is Caitlin Mangold.
Yep, we have to give a kill to Putz. We got to give a kill to her.
That's right.
Dropped right in front of the net.
The libero. Can you believe she's a senior already?
No, our little Putsy.
Back set.
Nice dig.
Ball's popped up in the air, now bumped over the Hawks. 18-15, Mount Vernon still the 3-point advantage. Here's a hit over to Linus. It's hit out of bounds before Mangold could get there. As Jay Putz has no question about it. She has been a volleyball gym rat thanks to her mom, Shay Putz, who's been a lower-level coach here for many years in the West Delaware volleyball family. And when you first met her, she was just a little
She was teeny tiny. She was about knee-high to a grasshopper, as my grandpa would say. She's just a little thing.
4-point lead for the Mustangs, 19-15. This one sent over, popped up in the air. Now the little shiver by Timmer. It goes out of bounds.
Yeah. You know, she wanted to swing at that with her right hand, but it was a little too far, so she tips it over with her left hand. That was nice thinking in midair.
Dimmer will get the breather. Back in is Peyton Lindauer, the sophomore, another young athlete in the West Delaware athletics family here who helped out the softball team in the loss of Bridget Hoffman. She stepped in and played first base and did a fine job. This one sent over by Kyer, but too hard off the far side, out of bounds. It's a 4-point lead, 20-16. Early on tonight, this afternoon, it all started around 4:30 with freshman A and B volleyball, sophomore and JV volleyball. Mount Vernon with a clean sweep as they won all those matches 2-0 tonight. And talking to some folks at the scores table, when's the last time we can remember that happening? Hasn't happened in a long time.
I don't remember a time when that happened.
as that's something Coach Mather doesn't like to see.
And I'm sure there were some angry eyebrows when he was thinking about it.
That's right. As this one slapped over, back middle, Linus pops it up. There's a little shiver there by Macy Kleitz. Could she be our one?
Coverage by Puts on that tip.
Front set, Vasquez sends it over. Ryan in the back row. Front set. There's the hammer trying to get the dig. Linus, she does, but lines it to her right in the student section. And some of the Amish pretenders help out in the front row. 21-16. Maybe Macy Kleitz will be our shiver taker over.
She might be. She might be. You know, Wynn Vandersall took that on the power now, so now we're going to see a little bit of a different offense on that side. That's keeping West Delaware on their toes.
Sullivan sends it over. Now Mount Vernon. The smack over. Linus hits it. That's going to be out of bounds. So the kill will go to Katie Wyckoff, the senior. Hawks now the largest trailing margin here, 22-16. Mount Vernon leads. Another timeout for Coach Mather. We'll take it with them back after this from KMCH Sports.
For fan food, not fast food, visit your after-the-game headquarters, Manchester Dairy Queen. It's quick, it's easy, your family will love it. Manchester Dairy Queen.
Your family. It's no secret that people come to Fairway in Manchester for their famous meats, but as you dash back to the counter to pick up your USDA choice ribeyes, don't be surprised if you find yourself lingering among the delicious fruits and vegetables in the produce department. Shop Fairway in Manchester for low prices and all your grocery needs.
Head to Fireside Pub and Steakhouse before or after the game or anytime, featuring steaks, seafood, pasta, sandwiches, and even fresh-made pizza. They say it's the best around. Visit them on the web at firesidemanchester.com for a full menu and special offers.
Along with in-studio producer Rob St. John, John Swisher, and Joan Salo back with you from Cedar Gymnasium. Mustangs, 22-16. As this one snapped over by Vasquez. Pinballed around at the net. Collier. Now Mount Vernon gets it back. This one's hit out of bounds by Goebel. Hit it too hard. It goes out.
That's Macy.
Kleitz, I should say. Kleitz and Goebel are going to give me some fits.
You know, that dark hair and it's put the same.
Yeah, Goebel's hair is a little darker, so I'll have to pick up on that. As there is a shiver over the net, and what a run this is. It's a 10-1 run since this game was tied up at 14, and Mount Vernon took first time in this set, and it's game point here, 24-16, front set. Here's a tap back over. Linus. Kleitz. Collier. Ryan gets it up front for Mount Vernon. Now the throw down, and it was tipped as it went out of bounds off of the hands of Caton Mangold, and that is how the first set comes to a close. So Mount Vernon roaring back and taking the 9-point win, 25-16, and they definitely their more experienced muscle there to end that match.
They did, you know, and they had to take a run to come and get that, though, because West Delaware started out really strong. And I think that he's going to tell them that when he goes into the locker room. He's going to say, just come back to that game and play. This is the most volleys I've seen in a first game of a conference match, John. That was exciting. That was
lasted 22 minutes. Mount Vernon gets the set one win, 25.
I must say happy birthday to you tonight. Well, thank you for giving me the present of being on the radio with me.
Well, thank you.
Celebrated your birthday with a pedicure today, just so you know that.
Yeah, thanks. I told some people that I helped in doing that. I've been picking that up as a side job now, but
that'll go over well.
That is not true, and you wouldn't want me doing that, and I wouldn't want to be around most of the feet. Not yours. Not saying anything against your feet,
whatever.
But other feet. I'm sure I'd not want to be around. Anyway, we'll sidestep the
happy birthday
pedicure. Thank you. Conversation, and we will carry on when we come back with volleyball as the Hawks trail this match here tonight. 1-0. Mount Vernon takes the first one, 25-16. We're back after this from KMCH Sports.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents like me, Julie Smith, can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business insurance, I can dig into the playbook and help you find the affordable coverage you need. For all your insurance needs, call on a winning team, the Julie Smith State Farm Agency in Manchester.
Hi, this is Jamie Vasky at Don & Walt LLC, your independent Lennox dealer in Manchester, encouraging you to plan ahead. Have us check your heating or air conditioning unit before you need it. For residential or commercial plumbing and heating needs and top quality Lennox furnaces and heating units, see Don & Walt LLC on East Main Street in Manchester, or give us a call at 927-2232.
This is Chris Henry, Service Manager of Brown Sales and Leasing in Elkader. Our goal is to make your car buying experience the best possible, and our factory-certified technicians are dedicated to you and your vehicles. Stop in and see us at Brown Sales and Leasing in Elkader, or visit us online at 4browns.com. Your hometown dealer, wherever your hometown may be. Best of luck to all area athletes and coaches.
At Three Rivers, our customers come first. Your business is very important to us. Our goal is to provide you with the best products and service that you have come to expect from Three Rivers. Visit our website at threeriversfs.com or the location nearest you. Three Rivers, your partner in growth solutions.
Citizen State Bank, your locally owned, community-minded, and customer-oriented bank, is here to serve you. Choose one of their 7 convenient locations in Winthrop, Monticello, Manchester, Ryan, Strawberry Point, Hopkinton, and New Vienna. Citizen State Bank, community banking with people you know, member FDIC.
This is Jamie Vasky, the voice of the West Delaware Hawks, and I've had the chance to review the Good Neighbor Society's playbook, and I got to tell you, they are friends in your neighborhood, designing plays to get you home fast. If you need help getting back in the game, contact the Good Neighbor Society Rehab to Home team at 563-927-3907.
94.7
Welcome back in. Set number 2 getting ready to get underway as the Hawks ball in set number 1, 25-16 in a first game that lasted 22 minutes. Mount Vernon with the 1-0 lead here as the Hawks try to come back, find the right recipe as they found it early on, but what a run it was. It was a 11-1 run, 11-2 run, I should say, as Mount Vernon closed out that first set. They get the set here, and this one is going to be a violation in the net called on the Hawks.
You know, and I think the one thing that he probably talked to them in the locker room about was making sure you line your blocks up so that your defense in the back row can do that. And you can see that on that last hit that they did line up very well there.
Bailey Sullivan, the junior, over flat-footed serve, back set. Here's Collier, popped up in the air by Sullivan. Now a bump by Pettinger. Back over by Mount Vernon. Nice save with their back towards the net. Hit it up towards the net. The chase was on. Fletch and Collier cannot get there in time as Mount Vernon leads the second set 2-0.
Great effort by the back row, but we had a couple of people standing that they need to run after that ball. They'll get there.
Back right corner. Here is Sullivan over to the middle. Puts front set across the net. With the hammer down there is Haley Linus. She gets another kill tonight. She's been the leading kill artist on the team for the Hawks as they trail by 1 now, 2-1.
Did you see how Collier brought that defense over to her? She went up for a fake hit, and then Haley had it all by herself.
Back set in the middle. A little confusion there, but popped over by Rory Light. There's a smack at the net by Collier. Front set, right to left corner.
There. You see that?
Blocked around. As here is Goebel, smacks it over and gets the kill point.
That time, even though it was a really good hit by Mount Vernon, they got the block set up. They got a hand on it so we could pop it up and run a play. Perfect.
So it's sent over off the serve by Kolak, and it's hit out of bounds by Mount Vernon. Check that Fleich on the serve as the Hawks have taken the 1-point lead now, 3-2.
You know, like I said, Kleitz leads the team in the aces. She's got a strong, hard serve.
Popped up in the air, Ryan. Here's a throwdown. Nice save there. Goebel now sends it back in, and it's hit over by Linus. Diving effort. Ryan couldn't get there in time. Hits it awkwardly and goes out of bounds, 4-2.
You know, and off the dig by Kleitz. She's busy today.
The Hawks did add one coach this year. Jenna Clement has stepped away. Did see her tonight watching some of her former players.
Brought the kid.
Yep, she is here. Jenny Voss, a new science teacher at the high school here at West Delaware, and a 2011 graduate, is back in the district after attending Central College in Pella. And what a great former Hawk to have back on the staff as she spent some good days playing and part of some good teams.
Yeah, totally enjoying her as part of the science staff, and we reminisce a lot about volleyball because I had her on a JV team, and we went undefeated that year, and we won a couple tournaments, and we called ourselves the Mod Squad.
This one served over by Mount Vernon. Hawks lead by 1, 4-3. This one sent to the back row, and it's going to be called in. Was it touched?
Might have been, but it was pretty close. It was
right on the line as well.
You got Angie down there doing the line judging. You know she's going to make a good call.
Yes, indeed. Angie Payton, and the other one on the far side.
I can't see her. She used to be a Palmer.
Yep. Christy Schreier, maybe?
Christy.
This one sent back over 5-3. Tapped at the net, now popped up in the air. Front set, Goebel smacks it over. Bumped up, now Ryan. The hammer, back row, awkwardly trying to save that one hand was Kolak in the back row. And the Hawks give up the point, 5-4 now. 1 point lead is Ryan, the first team All-Stater, one of 9 Ryan kids to go through the system.
Yep.
The grandkids of Shirley Ryan. There's a hard hit by Claire Dimmer off the hands of a Mustang up front. The Hawks take the 2-point lead, 6-4.
I think one of Claire's strongest hits is that quick hit coming right off of that setter, and she's getting so good at that little short shoot, too.
Woo. And this one's mishandled on the far side by Valesky, as getting the point for that is Linus.
See how that ball dropped right in front of her? She couldn't react. It's awesome.
A little breaking ball there. Who was it last year that had the screwball? Put. This one line drives over, popped up near Mount Vernon. Hawks have a 3-point lead, 7-4. Line drive, diving dig from her knees, Kleitz. Now Goebel will smack it over, back row, sent up in the air by Vandershaw on the bump.
Yeah,
here's the front set, and it's going to be a two-handed hit. Wasn't an even set up front, called on Kleitz, and Mount Vernon gets the point, the ball, 7-5. Coming back in for the Mustangs is Ella Bronzy, the sophomore. Hawks lead by 2, 7-5. We're in the early stages of set 2. Mount Vernon leads this match 1-0. They won the first contest, 25-16 in 22 minutes. We got started tonight at 7:47. This one lined over. Linus. Now the swat down there, the old windmill by Claire Dimmer.
One of our favorites.
Yes, brings out the windmill on opening night. 8-5. Addie Brooks. Who else was good at the windmill? Hoffman. But I think it was Brooks that really established it early on in her varsity career.
The fun thing to do is look at all the parents and see them enjoy those hits like that because they know how hard these kids work.
Back set. Here is the hit. And it's going to go out of bounds as the Hawks go up by 4, 9-5. And this one is going to be an ace.
Whoa, he's overruling Angie.
She called it out. Who called it in?
Dan.
The top official called it in?
He's calling it in.
Wow.
I think he thought he had a better look at it. He could call that a replay, but he just chose not to.
So the Hawks get the break there, 10-5. So it's popped up in the air. There's a swat over, and there is a ball popped out of bounds off the hands of Meeker, the senior. You'll rather have it like that, where she's upset with the actual official instead of the volunteer here for West Delaware that has to be on their near side and listen to it.
Exactly.
Now, Mrs. Payton is going over and Mr. Nauman about it and saying, I had it out.
Well, and he's going to tell her that I have every right to overrule you. If he's watching the ball close enough and he thinks he can call it, he can,
And for the Hawks, it was a good break in their favor.
It was, and it's letting them stay up this tempo too. Every single play that they've ran tonight, the Hawks have ran, has been a very nice up tempo in the second set. It's looking really good.
11-5 is the advantage here for the Hawks. The 6-point lead here in set number 2. Hawks trail the match 1-0. West Delaware number 5 in Class 3A, dropping down from 3A, from 4A when they won the title a year ago. Mount Vernon, 3A semifinals a year ago, they're ranked number 2 to start this year. They're 2-0. The Hawks are 5-0. There's a ball sent over by Mount Vernon now. Linus smacks it back. Vasky smacks it back over for the Hawks. This one is tapped over by Yeoman, the junior. New face in there, Catherine Yeoman for Mount Vernon. Popped up in the air. It's a swat over. Pinballs off the front of the net. Pushed over by Mount Vernon. Front set twice. The hammer by Vasky. Saved by Ryan. Front set. Here's Yeoman. Sends it too hard out of bounds. Hawks lead 12-5.
Interesting that she just entered the game because she's leading the hitters with 2.5 kills per set.
Sure.
Might have started a different rotation.
Yeah, what's going on there? This one is going to be out of bounds. Served out of bounds by Linus. The Linus off the serve.
Yeah, it was.
As 12-6 now, the 6-point lead. Mount Vernon 5-0 set-wise on the season. The Hawks are 10-1 in sets after going 10-0 in the Independence Tournament on Saturday. They'll be back in tournament play 2 days from now, this Saturday at the Benton-Schellsburg Invitational.
Good block by Demerin and Linus.
Another block on the right side by Kleitz that time, and now we have 2 hits called on Mount Vernon.
When you set the ball down by your numbers, you probably should call it 2 hits.
That's not so illegal. Legal, I should say.
Don't know what to do.
7-point lead here for the Hawks, 13-6.
Man, she's got a beautiful serve.
Back set. The wallop over and goes off the hands of Linus coming from the back middle. Goes out of bounds, and the Hawks have the 6-point lead, 13-7. Claire Dimmer comes back in as being the breather is Peyton Lindauer. Back middle on the serve for Mount Vernon, Katie Wyckoff, the senior. The line drive over, popped up in the air. Front set. Now here's the wallop.
Nice hit.
Dive and dig there. Mount Vernon can't save it. They hit it to the back row. Diving there was Vandersall. Goes out of bounds. And the Hawks have a 7-point lead, 14-7.
You can see by the Hawks' faces right now that they're playing with a little more confidence. They know that they're running their stuff and they're seeing what's happening, that it's a good thing that's happening.
On the right corner, lofted over. Popped up by Mount Vernon. Ryan now will bump it over on the 3-ball-3 hit. Puts. Now it's slot over by Kleitz.
Wow.
Can't handle it on the back row. Getting a piece of it, but not a clean hit was Ryan. A diving effort. Goes out of bounds. 15-7. The Hawks rolling here in set number 2. Bonner determined not to get down 2-0 here on opening night.
We're kind of keeping Ryan busy back there in that back row. They've been hitting at her all night.
First team All-Stater. Libby Ryan, that one is out.
She is a leader on that team, though. You know, you just watch her talking to those girls. She's a real leader.
No doubt about it. On the softball field as well, it was evident. An All-State shortstop for Coach Robin Brand, who is the assistant coach and the wife of the high school principal at Mount Vernon, Steve Brand. 15-8, the 7-point lead here. Back set. Here's a little tap into the net, short on to Derek Collier. She wishes she could have that one back.
Yeah, that was a beautiful set. She just half a step overran that, and when it's a back set like that, you got to be right on cue. Beautiful, though.
Back right corner serving is Sullivan. 15-9, Hawks lead by 6. This one's line drives over, popped up in the air. Front set, right to left. Here is the swat, but a hard hammer block coming back. Valesky gets the block that time, and the lead is 5, 15-10.
Yeah, Valesky's got 3 blocks on the year. That was her first solo block.
This one line drives over, little tap. Popped up in the air by Vandersall. Back set, the hammer block.
Linus.
Out of bounds on the far side. Went off of Linus. Good block.
Blocked that. Yeah, it was good.
But it went out of bounds. And the Mustangs here at the point now. Coach Mather wants a timeout to talk things over. 15-11. We'll take a quick breather as well. Back after this from KMCH Sports.
The Edgewood Reminder is proud to support all the area teams in athletic action and appreciates their efforts in the classroom and during sports. Check out all the sports photos in each week's issue of the Edgewood Reminder.
TriVet Associates is a mixed animal veterinary clinic with offices in Farley, Dyersville, and Holy Cross. Our 8 doctors serve the Dubuque, Manchester, Guttenberg, and Cascade areas and provide veterinary services to both large and small animals. For more information, find us on Facebook or visit our website, trivetinc.com.
Whether it's wiring, security, phone system, fire detection, or home entertainment, Price Electric and High Tech Communications is here to make your life easier. Find out more at priceelectric.us or hightechcommunications.us. Price Electric and High Tech Communications, changing your world with technology.
John and Joan back with you. This one is served out of bounds by Bailey Sullivan, the junior, and the Hawks get the point. They're 9 points away from taking set number 2 in the evening of this Waback East Division match. 16-11, Hawks lead. Serve over by Kleitsch. Popped up in the air on the sideline. A bump behind the back by Valesky. Now the brought over by Collier as it trickles all the way to the back row. It pinballs all the way back. Ryan, a guiding effort, couldn't get a clean hit on it, and the Hawks have their 17th point.
This was one of their tough rotations in Mount Vernon, so if we keep scoring on this and keep a good run going and then break serve, we'll be good.
6-point lead, 17-11. This one is hit to the side, left side, off the hands of Pettinger, the junior, and the Hawks lead by 7 now, 7 points away from tying this match up, 18-11.
Another nice little ace to put in her pocket by the freshman.
Kleitsch sends it over. Ryan, front set. Here's Vander, checked at Valesky. Now it's popped up, back row, bump set behind the back. Now Putz does the same thing, behind the back bump set, over. Trickles on the net, off the tap by Light. Trying to throw down, what a block by Linus. Collier was there, but minus the block. It goes off of Mount Vernon, out of bounds, out the back end. The Hawks lead by 8. 19-11.
Haley Linus' timing on the block is just perfect. She can jump out of the gym anyway, so she can block just about anybody.
Boy, she approved, and she knew she had to as one of the leaders. She's a senior now.
Yeah, and she's being more of a vocal leader, too. I thought she was going to be one of those quiet leaders, but she's really talking to people out there.
That's what you need. That's what Coach Mather loves.
Oh, definitely. Somebody doing the work out there, and she's doing it.
Another point there, mishandled by the Mustangs. Hawks lead 20-11. 9-point lead, 5 points away from winning. There's a slot down, boy, bringing the heat there. And Clark just trying to protect herself that time on the right side is Rory Light, the sophomore.
Yeah, she's second. She's leading. She's second in the hitting for Mount Vernon, so she's a spindly little thing, but she's going to be a player.
That's right side, serving it over is Vandersall. Front set, a little tap, Goebel. It's blocked back over. Linus comes in as they call it a 4-hit on the Hawks. I thought Valesky got a hand on it, but apparently not. I thought there was a block there at the net.
And we both know Steve's down there, and he's going to look up at us and say, now, leave that alone.
20-13, Hawks by 7. Sent over, popped up in the air. Front set, left corner, Linus.
Beautiful.
Off the net. They say, did he get the antenna? And they did.
Yeah.
Mr. Nauman right there. It rattled the antenna. The question was, did it hit it or not?
And Christy was back there. She was waving her flag right away, too. She saw it, too.
As Mount Vernon gets the point. But the Hawks still lead by 6, 20-14. Back right corner. Here is Vandersall again. Angles it left side. Back set. Collier sends it to the back row.
They need to break this serve.
Back set. Little tippy tap over there by Valesky instead of the throw down. Linus sends it to the middle. Popped up in the air. Back set. Valesky from out of bounds. Sends it over to Kleitsch. Bumped up in the air by Putz. Kleitsch sends it to Ryan on that hard hit that time as she airmailed that one out of bounds, and the Hawks lead by 5, 20-15.
She's looking at Coach going, yeah, that's a home run.
5-point lead. Here is Vandersall to serve again. Sends it deep back row. That's a good up. Popped up in the air by Kolak. Here's a hard block, but the Hawks keep it alive. Collier, Kolak, another
nice dig by Putz.
Throw down, Putz there. Now a pushover by Set. To the left corner, found the bounce, just pushing it over. Here's a front set. Kleitsch sending it over. The Hawks, now a little left-handed tap by Mount Vernon. Linus with a tap. Snuck it in on the far side, right on the line as it kisses the line for the 21st point. The Hawks are 4 points away. They lead by 6, 21-15.
Definitely needed to break that serve. That was a good one.
Here is Putz from the right corner, angling it over, right to left. Back set. Here is a hard throwdown off the right arm of Valesky, the talented senior. And it goes out of bounds off of Linus. 21-16, the 5-point lead. Back middle. Sending it over. Popping it up. Little tap at the net.
Yeah.
Did she reach into the net? Somebody was in the net.
Kleitch's hand when she was trying to save that went into the net.
Mount Vernon gets their 17th point. It's 21-17. Hawks trail the match 1-0. But lead this second set 21-17. Ryan sends it over. Linus backs at Goebel with the throwdown, but it's played by Mount Vernon. Volleski with the hard toss over. Great job by Kolak for trying to avoid the net.
Yeah.
And Kleitch couldn't do it. Coach Mather will take a timeout. 21-18. Another timeout. We're back after this from KFCH Sports.
Whether it's an orthopedic, sports, or occupational injury you are suffering from, Regional Medical Center Therapy Services has you covered. With a customized treatment program, Regional Medical Center Therapy Services can get you back on track in the active game of life. Regional Medical Center, excellence in healthcare, close to home.
At Telke Motors, we believe in a gentler, simpler way of doing business. Check out our large selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, as well as a great incentive at TelkeMotors.com. If you're looking for a new, pre-owned vehicle or service on your current vehicle, come to Telke Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram on 9th Street in Dyersville.
Holman Crematory wishes all the best to the athletes and appreciates their hard work and scholastic efforts throughout the year. For personal, caring service, Leonard Muller Funeral Home and Crematory in Manchester, Edgewood, and Strawberry Point.
John Swisher Jones-Sillo back with you. 21-18, 3-point lead. From the later stages of set number 2, Mount Vernon, the number 2 team in 3A, leads the number 5 team, Hawks, in 3A, 1-0 in this match. As the Hawks trying to answer here, Linus, Ryan, front set, the hammer down the line. She get it in. Yeah. She did, and somebody was in the net. Hawks were in the net up front as well.
Steve called that?
Yes. Was it in too, though?
Oh, yeah.
So it wouldn't have mattered. Ryan sends it over. Good save there from Linus on the far side. Vandersall smacks it over one hand in the air. Oh, what a throwdown!
Oh, my.
But what a save by Vandersall, somehow getting her hands on that one, unless it just
I think it was her face.
right off her chin. What a save. Mount Vernon back set. What do we got? Two hit violation called on Mount Vernon. The Hawks finally get off that schneid. What a run it was. As a run of about 7, check that, 6 or 7 to 1 run there before the Hawks finally answer. And there is a ball that's hit underneath the net on the ace serve by Haley Linus. 23-19, 2 points away. Coach Willems can feel the momentum going back to the Hawks. As the Hawks are 2 away, they lead by 4. We'll keep it right here late in this set number 2. How ironic that tomorrow night we'll also have West Delaware Mount Vernon on the football field at Brown Field.
A lot of talk on that game.
As a great a matchup as the Hawks unranked in 3A, number 2, Mount Vernon. In Class 2A, Mount Vernon coming in 0-1. The Hawks are 1-0 in their first non-district games last week. We'll have all that for you, starting with the pregame show with yours truly tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Our area online and playback game of the week is Maquoketa Valley hosting Starmont in Solon. Kevin Barnes and I will have all the action from Maquoketa Valley High School football field tomorrow night, live online at 7:30. There's a throwdown up top in the middle there by Katie Wyckoff, the senior, back to a 3-point lead, 23-20.
Bailey Sullivan came up with a really pretty jump serve to push that ball straight across to her for the hit.
The Hawks won both meetings a year ago on October 13, 3-1 at Mount Vernon. The conference tournament in Marion 2-0 in the semifinals on October 20th. Front set, here's a tap over, popped up in the air by Kleitch. Bumps it, Kleitch sends it over. Bumps it at the net, little tap over there by Wyckoff. Now it's sent over, what a dive, popped up in the air, now a push over by Yeoman. 23-20 Hawks. Here's the hit in the net by Dimmer. Now a push over, it's going to go out of bounds. Off the hands of Linus. just pushed it too hard that time. There was a Mount Vernon defender in the back row.
Mount Vernon coaches were going nuts on that hit. They thought it should have been a 4 hit.
Sydney Meeker here, the senior, back to serve. Line drives it over. Puts back set. Goebel. Ryan pops up near 23-21. There's a little tap over. Nice coverage there by Linus. She sends it over off the hit by Kleitz. The pinball's in the net. Here's a bump over by Ryan. Front set. The hammer by Kimmer. No answer that time. It was actually partially blocked. A fingernail blocked by Wyckoff. It bounded down right in the middle of the court. The Hawks are a game point away from tying it up. 24-21. They lead by 3.
And as a hitter, that's what you need to do. You cannot go straight into their hands. You got to go off the side.
What a match we've seen tonight. We're only in set number 2.
Vasky's playing really well in that front row, too.
Kyra Vasky, the junior, and there, Vasky tried to dig that one out. Couldn't get to it in time. Hit it out of bounds on the floor. 24-22.
You know, she's not one of your bigger powers. She's a little bit shorter than Linus, but she can get up in sky, and she does do some pretty good hitting for him.
Athletic, quick.
Yeah, she is.
24-22. Sent over by Pettinger. And there is going to be a serve out of bounds. The Hawks get the 25-22 win here in set number 2. So what an answer. The Hawks come back up. As 25-22, we're knotted up at 1 set apiece. Set 3 on the way. We're back after this from KMCH Sports.
For more than 80 years, GMB has lived its mission to help customers achieve their financial dreams. Supporting the communities where you live, work, and play is important to us because that's where we live too. It's where we provide great service, sound advice, and solutions to meet your financial needs. GMB Bank, member FDIC.
For all your general contracting needs, turn to the professionals at Lucky Building Service in Manchester. For commercial, remodeling, and building and new home construction, call the experts. Lucky Building Service in Manchester. 563-927-5677.
At Dupaco Community Credit Union, we know debt happens. A debt checkup from Dupaco ensures it's not costing you more than it should. With historic low interest rates, now is the time to bring your loans to Dupaco. Contact us at 563-927-6187 or visit dupaco.com.
When the unexpected happens, call Krager Body Shop in Dyersville. They specialize in major and minor collision repair and frame straightening. For all of your auto body work, see Krager Body Shop in Dyersville.
The Manchester Press is your community newspaper. Check out the sports section for game stats and photos of area players and game highlights. The Manchester Press, serving the area for over 130 years.
Great food and great fun with friends. That's what's waiting for you at Beaver's Lounge in Manchester. Check out their Thursday night bucket of wings special and Friday night fish special. Beaver's also has a different lunch special every Monday through Friday. Beaver's Lounge on the corner of Main and Madison in downtown Manchester. Leave it to Beaver's to show you a good time.
Newhouse Construction and Concrete is proud to support all our area athletes. Give Phil a call at 927-5178 for your commercial, ag, or residential projects, or visit newhouseconstruction.com. Newhouse Construction and Concrete turns design into reality.
Clear and comfortable tonight. Our overnight low near 52. Mostly sunny tomorrow, a high of 75. Mostly clear tomorrow night, back to 53. Light northeast winds tonight, east at 5 to 10 tomorrow. Mostly sunny Saturday, up near 78. Partly sunny skies for Sunday, seasonable with 78. And as we head into Monday, a chance of storms, they'll be slight, up in the middle 80s. That's your TV9 First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Joe Winters on Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Back into Cedar Gymnasium at West Delaware High School, the Hawks and the Mustangs of Mount Vernon. Number 5 Hawks, number 2 Mustangs in Class 3A. Tied up here at 1 tonight. We've seen 2 very good first sets. Mount Vernon took the first one going away 25-16. The Hawks battled back and held on and kept the second one 25-22. As you've had a busy off-season here, staying up and visiting, getting a lot of cuddle time with your 1-year-old grandson in July, Paxton, and following along on Facebook. What a cutie he is.
He is. He's my little cuddler. He is just the most loving little child at 1 year old. I just think he's a genius, John.
Of course, I've seen him driving little tractors and four-wheeler type things. And
his favorite thing to be is outside on that Ranger. He just loves to go around the yard and follow Dad while he's mowing.
He's very active. Paxton, the 1-year-old. Then Morgan, congratulations to her last spring. Top 30, under 30 for assistant coaches in D1 volleyball at UNC Greensboro.
Nice award.
As the 2005 graduate, Morgan Salo, second-year assistant coach there. So what a great honor for her there.
It is very nice.
As this one is hit in the back row, diving effort, but couldn't get there in time as Liz Kolak. And the Mount Vernon Mustangs take the first point here in this third set. As the first set went 22 minutes, 25-16 Mount Vernon. Set 2, 25-22 West Delaware in 24 minutes. As this one's a hit back over by Collier, and the Hawks tie it up at 1.
Collier got the quick down that time. He's right there.
Needing a volleyball here, but talking are the ball girls.
Yeah.
They're conversing over money and
what did you do in school today?
Dinner plans. There's a hit over, serve over by the Hawks. Now a slap over. Kolak, back set. Here is Goebel. She short arms it into the net. And the Hawks trail by 1 now, 2-1.
Yeah, and Goebel just she's showing a little frustration. She just needs to take a breath and get going. This is first game of the season. She's trying a little hard for the crowd, to make sure that she's showing good things. She's a good leader. She'll be fine.
Kolak bumps it up front. In the middle, I should say. Linus smacks it over. Front set, the throw down off the net. It split the block as Linus and Collier were both there. It bounced off the net and bounded right behind him. It's 3-1. In favor of the Mustangs. Back right side, serving this one over.
Nice look by Putz.
Mount Vernon as Putz with the eagle eye there. Lets it go out the back end. And it's 3-2, the 1-point Mount Vernon lead here. We're early on in set number 3. Tied up in this Walnut East Division match, the first for both teams here tonight. A battle of top 5 3A teams. As there is a ball sent over. Kolak pops it up in the air. Front set. Here's a ball answered by Linus. Little shiver over by Ella Bronzy, the sophomore, two-handed variety. Now Kleitch answers with the bump back.
Nice
a block by Linus. Bronzy pops it up in the air. There's a one-handed toss over on the run by Vandersall. Hawks answer. Nice volley here. Little dump down there on the left side by Linus. But it's out. The point, but it's out, too. All that excitement.
Good. It was a good try. I think she thought she had it. It was real close. But Angie called it right away.
4-2. Mount Vernon a 2-point lead now.
Well, the Hawks will have to claw their way back here.
Hawks now set-wise 11-1. As Hawks received their first set loss of the year tonight in set 1, and they gave Mount Vernon their first set loss here in set 2. 5-1 is the set record for the Mustangs. 4-2, Mount Vernon leads here early set 3. There's a hammer by Goebel. It's played off the net. Hawks trying to get it back over. With a throw down there with authority by Haley Linus. And the Hawks trail by 1, 4-3.
That's the give me the ball, go-to look. When you have a leader like that, it's like, I want the next ball.
1-point lead. Back right corner is Linus. Great crowd on hand here tonight.
Definitely.
Mount Vernon always travels well, but the majority is orange and black, and a tremendous student section, as we talked about earlier. Majority of Amish and beach night here at the gymnasium. This one is hit off of Mount Vernon. Who got
Claire
that one?
Dimmer.
Claire Dimmer
nice
got the
little
hit.
shoot set. That might be her signature instead of that quick. I don't know.
This one is popped up in the air and it lands down on Mount Vernon's side. Couldn't get to it in time. Vandersall did, but not a good clean hit. The Hawks lead by 1, 5-4.
And the Hawks are keeping good energy out there, too. They're celebrating every point.
Right corner, lining it over. Popped up, Vandersall. Bumped up, and a push over to Linus. Linus up front, back set. Goebel for the kill.
Nice. There you go.
Hammers down the back row. Ryan couldn't get there, and Coach Willems wants a timeout. Yep. 6-4 Hawks, early 2-point lead. We'll take it with them. We're back after this from KMC Sports.
Sports news, coaches' comments, and play-by-play for the Monticello Panthers on Eastern Iowa's Variety Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Banking is all about relationships at F&M. We know that relationships take time to build and nurture. They are based on trust, commitment, and loyalty. Relationships don't happen overnight or by chance. They are key to reaching the financial goals of the individual client. Building relationships with our clients and community are essential. F&M Bank, the right choice. Member FDIC.
Going above and beyond is a standard of care at Above and Beyond Home Health and Hospice Care. Their compassionate staff care deeply about the comfort of their patients. A nurse is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Above and Beyond Healthcare, the more they care, the more beautiful life becomes. Proudly serving Jones, Jackson, Johnson, Lynn, Clayton, and Delaware counties.
Here is Vandersall. She hits this one to the back row. It just goes out of bounds. And the Hawks lead by 3 now, 7-4. Early stages of set number 3. This one's tied up at 1. Front set, little tap over, played by Goebel, hit out of bounds. Behind the scores table. Good effort by Ashley Goebel, but hit too hard and the wrong way, and it's 7-5, the 2-point lead. Back right side. Here is Vandersall getting set to serve it over. She'll send it to the back row Linus. Front set. Here is Dimmer. It's blocked back over. They called a lift on Jake. It is. Jake Putz gets the lift violation called on her, the senior.
Jake just smiles at her.
Yeah. Quick reaction by Putz, but the stand-up official thought it was the lift variety, and it's a 1-point lead, 7-6. Back middle, Vandersall angles it to the far side. Linus bumped up by Kleitz. Linus for the kill. What a block. Waiting at the net in the air, it seemed like. Was really light. The sophomore. Boy, did she time that perfectly.
She did. She lined right up with her. She knew exactly where that was coming.
And we're knotted up at 7. Seven, popped up in the air. Puts front set. Here's Vasky angling with the antenna. Great hit by Vasky as there was an awkward hit on the try for the block, and the hit and return by Valesky. It went to her left, angled down the net, and it dropped. And the Hawks lead by 1, 8-7. Nice job by Kyra and the antenna.
She used the block well on that.
This one's angled over by Linus. The throw to the top of the net. Dimmer with the block. Bumped up. Good. Now here's Vasky with another hit just off the side of the left hand on Rory Light. And Vasky has 2 kills in a matter of 25 seconds. It's 9-7, the 2-point lead.
And, you know, when you've got 2 blockers over there that are taller than you, you've got to use their hands instead of going right into them. She's very smart about that.
Mango lefties it over, but it goes out of bounds. And it's 9-8, back to a 1-point lead, Hawk lead. We're tied up at 1. In this opening set, the new volleyball season underway here tonight from KMCH and KMCH.com. Hopefully you're enjoying the coverage of this exciting match for night number 1, wherever you may be. John Swisher along with Joan Sego, in studio producer Rob St. John on this Thursday night number 1 of September 2016. The 1-point lead for the Hawks. Little tap over by Kleitz. The angle over goes off the block and out of bounds. The point for Mount Vernon. As getting the credit that time is Catherine Yeoman, the junior. And we're tied at 9. Libby Ryan will serve, back left corner from the right block on the basketball court. And there is a ball to short arms as that goes right in under the net. 10-9 Hawks with a 1-point lead. Back right corner. Mount Vernon. Summer. Yep. There is Mount Vernon with the serve for Mount Vernon, for the Hawks, I should say, Linus. And it goes.
I'm still really good at helping those refs with call.
I bet you are.
I'm glad to help them.
This is the serve of
Haley Linus.
Lindauer, number 6. Lindauer back to serve. She got an ace, and now this one is hit over and sneaks in the far side as a 1-point lead, 11-10.
Her confidence level from watching her as a youngster play in last year in volleyball has just leaps and bounds. You know, for her to come in and do a jump serve like that, that's pretty cool. That's pretty good stuff.
Mount Vernon gets set where they find a volleyball. Now we have one. Pettinger, the junior. Hawks lead by 1, 11-10. Smacks it over in the middle. Linus, front set, right to left. The smackdown by Collier. It's bumped back over. Popped up in the air by Foots. Now a little push over there by Kleitsch. Bumped up and around. Toss over. Bumped up from a knee. Linus. Now Vasky sends it too hard out the backside. Too hard and long out the backside. This game is knotted up at 11.
You know, but it is nice to see Kleitsch trying some of those Carly moves from last year with the going up with the left hand and trying to hit it over and stuff. Nice to see her doing that.
A line drive by Pettinger. Popped up in the air by Collier. A bump over by Linus. Now back set. Out. Yep, here is a hit. Too long and out the back end off the right arm of Katie Wyckoff, the senior, one of the 8 seniors we talked about. Be a lot of new faces next year when these two teams play. There's 8 seniors on both of these rosters. On talented teams, number 5 in 3A, West Delaware, number 2 in 3A, Mount Vernon, 12-11. Two of the better teams in the state, no matter the class. At least early on, will they prove it at the end of the year? We shall see. There's a tap over by Linus. Bump back over, Kolak. Here's a little sideways shiver there by Kleitsch, but it was a double hit, and Mr. Nauman was all over it.
You know, and there's just telling her you're a little too far off the net to try that Carly stuff right now. So, and that's just learning. She's learning very nicely.
Only a freshman, Macy Kleitsch. 12-12. One's popped up, back set. One's hit over, now blocked back over. Hit up in the air by Collier and goes out of bounds, out the back end, and Mount Vernon takes the lead. Here, 13-12 for the first time since early on in the set number 3. Back right corner, sending it over is Sullivan. Skied by Linus. Front set by Kleitsch. Linus pops it over. Just a little toss over. And now the Hawks send it back from Linus. Vandersall skies and splits the defenders in the back row. Mangold and Kolak there in the back row both couldn't get to it as it split them and landed right inside the back out of bounds line, and Mount Vernon has a 2-point lead. 14-12, Mustangs the advantage. This one sent over by Sullivan. Front set, Linus for the hard throw, but it's a block. Right back over on top of the net. That time was Katie Wyckoff. Timeout, Coach Mather. 15-12, Mount Vernon will take a timeout as well. Back after this from KMC School.
At Georgian Auto in Manchester, their approach to auto repairs is simple. Fix it right and get you back on the road. From tires to transmissions, they fix it all. Georgian Auto in Manchester, where complete automotive service and repair is their complete focus.
You may not wear glasses or contacts, but how do you know if you're seeing your best or if your eyes are healthy? Why not be proactive and get your eyes examined? Dr. Daniel E. Mersch and his professional staff at Manchester Family Vision can help. Call 563-927-3682 to schedule an appointment. Manchester Family Vision Center wishes all the local sports teams best of luck this season. Manchester Family Vision Center on West Main, where clear vision begins with healthy eyes. Bob Stephen Motors in Manchester proudly supports all area athletes. Bob Stephen Motors is your locally owned and operated GM dealer in Manchester. Visit them on the web at bobstephenmotors.com.
Back set by Kleitsch, sent over by Collier. Now Vandersall returns it for Mount Vernon. Front set across the net. Linus, one hand.
Nice.
Mister got it in.
It's our first bread basket of the year.
Get out your dinner rolls and your brown gravy on opening night.
On your birthday.
My birthday. Nothing more I would like.
Jamie wanted to sing to you. Jamie wanted to stay around and sing to you.
Save that for later. 15-13. This one's line drives over, popped up in the air. 2-point lead. Here is a swat over. Bumped up in the air, puts. Now a swat by Goebel. She got it in. There's Ryan, another diving effort. The libero couldn't get there in time. The Hawks climb back within one.
Two very strong right side hits by Goebel now, so that's going to help keep that defense on their toes over there.
And she's one of those tall powers that can step up and provide that in the absence of the Hoffmans and the Brooks from a year ago. This one,
and that's a big block over there on that right side.
For a tip, it goes out of bounds. And it's going to be called the Hawks point. They tie it up 15-15. Coach Shirley Ryan is even up, the veteran former coach, asking for the tip. Coach Willems couldn't believe it. This one short on into the net by Kleitz. And the Hawks down by one again, 16-15.
I didn't see a touch, though, but I'm pretty far away.
So are they. 1 point lead. But it's that passion.
It is.
That brings it out. A little tap over, pinball around off the Goebel, off the foot, hits the floor.
Strong block by Mount Vernon.
17-15, 2-point advantage. Here for.
And this isn't Mount Vernon's strongest rotation. We need to really break this serve right here. Like that. Served into the net.
In the net, short on there by Mount Vernon. Hawks back within one, 17-16. In the middle stages of game number 3. This match is tied up at 1.
Bit of a run here would be good.
Puts, pops it over off the serve. Here is a ball hit back. Oh, Dimmer brings a hammer.
Dimmer's back.
In the back left corner. The sophomore Claire with the throwdown as Pettinger was around the area but could not handle the high fastball. We're tied at 17.
Claire's ball sense this year is amazing.
This one is lofted over. Front set, just a bump over awkwardly, light. The Hawks down. Linus, a little tap over on the sideline. There is Pettinger.
Ooh, good block by Claire there.
Hit up in the air by Dimmer. Back set, little tap over by Goebel. It's hit back over. What a hit back over by Light. A good little volley here. Linus bumps it over. We're knotted up at 17. Front set. Out of bounds. Hit by Light from the middle of the net. Good job by Kolak and company letting that one go right in front of the Hawks sideline. A 1-point lead, 18-17.
I tell you what, John, this is looking like a late season game, a late season match here.
Well, teams are playing well.
Amazing.
Top 5 matchup in Class 3A. Little sideways shiver by push and the throwdown by Dimmer. It was Dimmer, right?
There was, yeah.
Where's
90 mile an hour fastball.
Wow. Did she bring the heat there? And a timeout quickly by Mount Vernon, 19-17. We'll keep it right here as Mount Vernon won set 1, 25-16 in 22 minutes. West Delaware winning the second set, 25-22 in 24 minutes. As this third set, the Hawks lead 19-17, and it is currently 17 minutes old. I want to thank the fine AD of West Delaware High School, Mike Morrison, for the beautiful new chairs here in the perch.
Cafe chairs, we call them.
In the loft. Call them what?
Cafe chairs.
Cafe chairs. Cafe chairs?
Cafe chairs.
Cafe. It's a different language.
You should call it a high chair.
High chair. Yeah, well, Jamie did call it earlier. As the timeout meeting adjourned by both teams as we're ready to go. Thanks to Mr. Morrison for always approving the great facilities here
he does a nice
at
job.
West Delaware High School. 2-point lead for the Hawks. They hit over by Vandersall. Kolak pops it up. Front set. Twice. Linus. Good cover there by Mount Vernon. Pops up in the air. Little tap over. Linus pops it up. Front set. Got a fingernail on it. Did Dimmer. And then hit back over by Mount Vernon. Bump. Here's Kleitz. Sends it over. Good cover there by Pettinger. At the net. Pinballs around. What a save by Mount Vernon. Little tap over by Vandersall. But we have a whistle.
Us in the net.
And we call West Delaware in the net.
Who in the net?
You could have called both teams in the net. That time.
Called Goebel in the net.
But Goebel was left the one called in the net. And it goes back to Mount Vernon. 19-18. 1-point Hawk lead. Here is Sullivan. She'll send it over, puts there, bumps it up. Front set. The hard hit by Dimmer. Bounce down after getting a hand on it, Valensky, but not a good handle. And the Hawks lead by 2, 20-18. They're 5 points away from winning the third set and going up 2-1. Right corner. Linus sending it over. Bumped up in the air. Now Ryan will bump it over from back row. Puts Dimmer with a beautiful. Goebel sends it over. Mount Vernon now. The slap hit to the back row. Linus is there. Front set. Left corner. Vasky pops it over. Hit high in the air off the swat by Ryan. Here's Vandersall in the middle. Nice dig from her knees. Linus, little swat over by Dimmer. 20-18, Hawks lead by 2. Here's Valesky in the middle of the floor. He finds the Hawks split basket that time as Goebel couldn't get there from a standing position. A diving effort from Clyde. She couldn't get there. It's a 1-point lead, 2019 Hawks. Here in set number 3.
You're going to run a rest with all these volleys that we got going here,
We're not
John.
used
They go
to
back
this
and forth
early on in the
Gonna get
season.
worse.
Still got a couple more games yet this week. There is a hit over by Dimmer.
You don't think there's a touch on that?
But it goes out. What happened?
I thought there was a touch, but I guess, like I said, I'm way up here.
Nobody else calling for one.
Nope.
20-20. We're tied up. 5 points away for either team now. This one sent over. Back set. Goebel with the swat. There was a touch at the net. Front set, middle of the floor. Vandersall pokes it over. Bump set. Goebel with the hard throwdown, but it partially blocked as Valesky got there. This one hit high, and Kleitz going for it. Hit it awkwardly behind her off the hit by Rory Light. Another timeout. We'll take it with them. Hawks trail by 1, 21-20 here in set 3. Back after this from KFC Sports.
Since 1995, Edgewood Feed Mill Construction has provided customers with a quality, pre-engineered building package for their swine facility needs. Edgewood Feed Mill Construction is a general contractor and will assist you with the construction of your livestock facility, start to finish. For more information on Edgewood Feed Mill Construction, contact Steve Harris at 563-920-7835.
This is Fred Smock from Dunlap Motors and Independence with Chevy, Buick, and certified pre-owned Chevy, Buick, and GMC, and nearly 300 new and used cars and trucks in stock. We have big town inventory with small town service. Go to DunlapMotorsIndy.com.
At Precision Collision, we are committed to providing you with high-quality auto body repair and paint refinishing. Our expertly trained technicians can repair all accidental damage and get you back on the road in no time. Come visit me, Jeff, for a free estimate. We are located along Highway 20 at the Delaware turnoff. Precision Collision, one call does it all, quality guaranteed.
John and Joan back with you. 21-20, Mount Vernon to 1-point lead. Little tap over, nice coverage there by Vasky. Sent over by Kleitz and Dimmer. Dimmer with the kill that time. Didn't hit it necessarily hard, just found the right spot. It got down the middle of that Mount Vernon defense. We're tied up at 21.
Yeah, you know, and sometimes it doesn't come down to the point of how hard you hit it, just how smart you are when you hit it.
Yes, indeed. As back right corner here is Mangold. Ready to serve it over. We're knotted up at 21. Mangold lofts it over. It's popped up in the middle now, back set, hammering it down as Zaleski off of the hands of puts out of bounds, and Mount Vernon takes the 1-point lead, 22-21. 3 points away of the Mustangs from claiming the third set and going up 2-1. The Hawks try to come back and do the same here, down by 1. Ryan, the back row. Mangold pops it up in the air. Kleitz now short-arming into the net on the run, a tough one right in the middle. Just didn't get a solid hit on that one. Linus short-armed it, and it's a 2-point lead and 2 points away of the Mustangs, 23-21.
You know, neither team has a timeout left either, so we got to play this out.
Left back corner is Ryan. She line drives it over. Linus first to touch it. Front set, Dimmer. Blocked at the net by Wyckoff. Good job of the Hawks getting it back over. Ryan now back set. Valesky hammers it down over the head of Jade Putz, and the Mustangs are a point away. Set point here, 24-21 in game number 3.
We are in their strong, their rotation for Mount Vernon. You've got Valesky right there on that right side.
Ryan serves it out of bounds zone. The Hawks have life. Down by 2. It's 24-22. As Dimmer comes out, back in to serve is Peyton Lindauer, the sophomore. Linus in the back with her. In the middle is Mangold, Vasky, Kleitz, and Collier up front. Here is a hit from the middle, and Wyckoff wins the third set for the Mustangs, winning it 25-22. Same score, different winners here in the third set as set number 2. 2-1 the lead here for Mount Vernon. We take the break, get you ready for set number 4. We're back after this from KMCA Sports.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. It takes the right financial partner who cares as much about your future as you do, building a financial plan to meet your life's priorities and helping you achieve the financial security you're after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact me, Mitch Payton, or Matt Schulte today. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
American Trust and Savings Bank wishes all area athletes and coaching staff continued success. American Trust and Savings Bank with locations in Dyersville, Farley, Dubuque, and Des Moines. Simply better banking. Check them out at americantrust.com. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Sight and good vision is very easy to take for granted until it is taken away. Advanced Eye Care Associates of Eastern Iowa is here to help you. Advanced Eye Care Associates of Eastern Iowa is located at 105 East Butler Street in Manchester and at 1113 West 3rd Street in Benton. Your vision is our primary focus.
Anderson is the leader in doors and windows. They set the bar high with high-performing, dependable, energy-efficient products for your renovation and building projects. Contact your local vendor, Delhi Lumber, at 922-2404 for all of your window needs. Delhi Lumber, your authorized Anderson Windows dealer, big-town quality with small-town service.
At Community Savings Bank, it's simple. Simply free checking comes with free debit cards, free online banking with bill pay, free mobile money, and free thank you gifts. Find out more about Simply Free Checking at one of our 7 locations or online at csbiowa.com. Community Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Jay's Auto Supercenter on the Greater East End of Manchester has quality pre-owned vehicles, great financing options, and a full-service department, body shop, and detail department. See their full line of vehicles online at jsautosales.net. At Jay's Auto, customer satisfaction is their #1 priority.
Farmers Savings Bank proudly supports all area athletes and their coaching staff. For all your banking needs, visit them in Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, and Aurora, or online at farmersavingsbank.com. Member FDIC.
Viafield is your headquarters for all your seed, chemical, and fertilizer needs. They have professional service and quality products needed to bring the best crop to market. Viafield, providing growth opportunity for 18 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota.
The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and the Dyersville Commercial recognize the hard work and dedication of all area athletes. Check out the weekly sports section in the commercial for scores and information. The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and Dyersville Commercial, supporting your communities.
For fan food, not fast food, visit your after-the-game headquarters, Manchester Dairy Queen. It's quick, it's easy, your family will love it. Manchester Dairy Queen.
Back in on this Thursday night, first September night in the month of the year of 2016. As John and Joan, along with in-studio producer Rob St. John, as we are about an hour and a half into this match here tonight, as we're in set number 4. The Hawks trailing Mount Vernon 2-1. Mount Vernon, the number 2 team in Class 3. The Hawks, number 5 in the same class. As a battle of top 5 teams here tonight in the opening match of Wamak East Division play. We'll have the Hawks for you here from Seedorf Gymnasium next Tuesday night, as the Hawks will entertain the Maquoketa Cardinals. As we're underway here in the 4th set, Hawks with the serve left to right. This one is pinballed around the Hawks side. It's hit over by Wyckoff. The senior gets the kill point that time. So the second and third sets take 24 minutes. The first one, 22 minutes. Mount Vernon winning the first set, 25-16. West Delaware, 25-22 in set 2. Set 3 went to Mount Vernon by that same score, 25-22. 1-0 Mount Vernon here. What a throw there. Was that was Linus, as this one's going to be called 2 hits on Mount Vernon. Better. As Goebel comes in.
That'd be on Sidney Meeker. Kleitz back to serve them, so this is a good rotation for us too.
Back left corner with the score tied early on in set 4, 1-1. Popped up front. Back set. Vandershaw hit over, now blocked right back over by the Hawks. Popped up in the air, now bumping it over. Right to left, Ryan. Here's the hit, but right on top of the net is Katie Wyckoff, the senior, gets the block that time. Mustangs retake the lead, 2-1.
Right now they're focusing on a couple of our hitters, so we need to start mixing that up like we did when we had the lead in the last game.
As back right corner, serving this one, will be a new face in there, Brittany Darrow.
There we go.
Senior, and Darrow could not handle that one in the back row. It falls down, and the Hawks get the point. We're tied up at 2. Brittany Darrow, the senior, comes back out along with Wyckoff. The Hawks.
Nice quick hit by Goebel.
And Foote serving. Front set. Sending it over the block was White. Now
Look at
behind
that.
the back. Nice effort by Kleich, out of bounds, hitting it behind the back. A bump variety that goes out of bounds. And it's 3-2 Mount Vernon. Hawks have Putz, Kolak, and Linus. Up front, it's Kleich, Goebel,
and Claire.
And Dimmer, thank you. And right corner, sending it over to Putz. Up front, back set, Goebel. Kicks it in as Ryan. Diving effort, hit her with her left hand as she's falling on the ground as it goes out of bounds, and we're tied at 3.
And that's one thing that West Delaware is going to keep improving on, too, is when you have a hitter that they're focusing on, everybody else has to step up. And I think Goebel's done a nice job of doing that tonight.
This one sent over by Linus. Popped up in the air. Now Vandershaw sends it over down the line. She snuck it in.
Right in.
Brooks and Linus couldn't get there in time.
That was a sneaker.
Sneaky sneaker in the back right corner. Say that 5 times.
When Christie has to jump out of the way, you know it had to be in.
Yes,
call it
there was no hesitation.
Right.
As back right corner, serving it. I don't like those long ponytails.
Mm-hmm.
Can't tell the numbers. And Vandershaw.
It's kind of hard, isn't it?
Gets it over.
Oh, nice.
And there is Dimmer. She slams it down.
She keeps her ponytail out of the way.
I like.
See who she is.
I like that. Yeah, keep it to the side. Or pin it up above, would you? Like you're wearing a hat.
I'll talk to him tomorrow.
Please do. That'd really bring the stress level down on volleyball broadcast. So that's had for
really help us
7 seasons now. 4-4, the tie. This one is angled off the left hand of Mangold. Goes out of bounds, and Mount Vernon gets the point. They retake the lead, 5-4. Here in the early stages of game number 4. Hawks trail the match 2-1.
Oh, they touched it.
And this one is an ace over by Ryan as it was touched and goes out by the Hawks in the back row, 6-4.
Coach Mather's talking to him about their overlap on the serve receive.
This one's a little flare off the serve by Ryan. Backside the hammer by Dimmer in the back row. Ryan, no answer with another fastball there by Claire.
That's the 3rd different type of hit that she's, her repertoire is huge this year.
That's great. So athletic.
First game of the season.
Is Claire Dimmer.
Yeah. Great stuff.
Back right corner. Lindauer from the knees is Yeoman popping up in the air. Right side, push over. Bumped up. Front set, Kleich. Hitting it short on into the net is Baskey on the far side, and it goes to Mount Vernon. 7-6. The 2-point lead. Dimmer comes back in. Exiting is Lindauer. Mount Vernon coming back in is Pettinger.
And Putzy for Claire.
Putz is in. Along with Mangold, Linus, Collier, Kleich, and Baskey. Mount Vernon on the return now. Getting it over the block of Collier is number 8. It's Catherine Yeoman, the junior, and it falls back. The Hawks couldn't get there in time in the back row. Mount Vernon has a 3-point lead, 8-5.
They up their communication. They're going to claw their way back into this game. They're going to be fine, but they need to start talking.
This one's short on in the net by Pettinger, the junior, and the Hawks trail by 2 now, 8-6.
The last half of that other game, and then this game, Mount Vernon's kind of doing that little short arm stuff in the net, aren't they?
We have seen it. We haven't seen it from the Hawks too much.
Not too much, no. More long.
That's right. Front set. Little tap over the block. Nice diving effort by Linus. Pumped up by Kleich. Now bumped over by Kolak. There's a push over right in the middle. Linus puts it up in the air, gets out of the way. Goes back to the left side where she hammers it over off the set by Kleitz, right to left. Linus getting over there and getting a hit. It wasn't a strong authority hit by any means. Again, just hitting it in the right spot at the right time.
But then she's also over here digging the ball and then running over there and then digging the ball and then going back over again. So
great hustle to get to her spot.
Excellent.
And there's a throw down. That's going to be out of bounds. And the hit out of bounds by Mount Vernon up top.
That Wyckoff, though, that arm swing is amazing.
She can bring it, too.
Yeah.
Wyckoff, the senior. Sending it over is Kolak off the serve for the Hawks. Here is a hit off the hands of Kleitz. Getting the point that time is Yeoman. And it's a 1-point lead for the Mustangs again, 9-8 here in set number 4. The Hawks trail this match 2-1.
You know, there's a lot of things for Kleitz to learn as a freshman, and that's one of those is to make sure she penetrates the net on a block. And that's one of those things that she'll keep improving on.
Back right corner. Hitting it over is Pospisil, and it's hit under the net by the Hawks. Check that. The ponytail got in my way again. It's not Pospisil. It's Sydney Meeker, the senior. Number 2, not 7. Right corner. Mustangs by 2 here, 10-8. This one served too long out the back end. Out of bounds. As it's a 10-9 lead now for Mount Vernon as Goebel comes back in. Mangold takes a seat. Back left corner serving is Macy Kleitz. She hits it. On the sideline. And that was a close one. Trying to decide if she should play it or not. Right on the line. Meeker did. Hit it off her teammate. An awkward hit. That's all she could do. And we're tied up at 10. Coach Willems wants the timeout. We'll take it with them. We're back after this from KMCH Sports.
It's no secret that people come to Fairway in Manchester for their famous meats, but as you dash back to the counter to pick up your USDA choice ribeyes, don't be surprised if you find yourself lingering among the delicious fruits and vegetables in the produce department. Shop Fairway in Manchester for low prices and all your grocery needs.
Head to Fireside Pub and Steakhouse before or after the game or anytime, featuring steaks, seafood, pasta, sandwiches, and even fresh-made pizza. They say it's the best around. Visit them on the web at firesidemanchester.com for a full menu and special offers.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents like me, Julie Smith, can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business insurance, I can dig into the playbook and help you find the affordable coverage you need. For all your insurance needs, call on a winning team, the Julie Smith State Farm Agency in Manchester.
Tied up at 10. What a save. Fritz almost got it over the net. Kleitz with a valiant effort running towards the sideline. Then Fritz running out of bounds, I should say, on the run. And a heave behind the back bump. And it just went in the middle of the net on the left side. The Hawks trail by 1, 11-10 in this interesting, entertaining first match of the year here from KMCH Sports. And there is a ball hit low by Collier, not able to get a good high hit on it was Penninger, and the Hawks have tied it up at 11.
I'd really like to see Collier get more involved into the offense when she is in there, and it'll improve as the year goes by. Once again, I know I keep saying they're going to keep improving, but they're this good, and they're still going to improve.
And this one is a hit off the Hawks out of bounds. Mustangs get the point, and they retake the lead by 1, 12-11.
A lot of fun to see the athletes that you have out on that floor right now, both teams.
Tradition rich volleyball programs. Two of the best in the state for many years. This one goes out of bounds off of West Delaware. Hawks give up another point, and it's a 2-point Mount Vernon lead, 13-11. Back right side. Serving this is Sullivan again, the junior. She line drives it over middle for a nice dig by Kolak. On the left side, Linus pops it over, pinballed around, little tap at the net by Light. It's hammered down by Dimmer. The diving effort by Ryan, and Ryan almost dove face first right into that ball as it went by her out of bounds. It's 13-12, the 1-point Mount Vernon lead. Boy, just a rocket off that arm by Dimmer. Just only a sophomore. This one hit back over. Mount Vernon has some heaters of their own. Rory Light, the sophomore, a tall tower, able to bring the heat. As coming back in is Yeoman. Mount Vernon with a 2-point lead now, 14-12. We're in set 4. Mount Vernon, the number 2 team in 3A, leads this match 2-1. Hawks number 5 in 3A. Hawks match-wise, and this one's hit out of bounds. Goebel sending it over out of bounds off the hands of Ryan. And the Hawks come back within 1, 14-13. Mount Vernon coming into the match here tonight, 2-1. They're 6-1 set-wise now in the season. The Hawks are 11-2 in sets. Back right corner is Mangold, the lefty. The lone lefty on the team, and she angles this one out of bounds. Right towards that sideline, it just goes out of bounds. Good eagle eye there on the far side by Vandersall and company for the Mustangs. And it's 15-13. 2-point lead for the Mustangs again. Libby Ryan. Back to serve. Sends it over, pops up in the air, Mangold. Front set, Kleitsch. Sent over by Dimmer. Front set, middle of the court is Vandersall. She just skimmed it off the net.
She did, yeah.
Kleitsch can get a good view of that one, hit it, and goes behind her and out of bounds. And a timeout for Coach Mather. 16-13 Mount Vernon. We're in set number 4, and we're back after this from KMCH Sports.
Hi, this is Jamie Vasky at Don & Walt LLC, your independent Lennox dealer in Manchester, encouraging you to plan ahead. Have us check your heating or air conditioning unit before you need it. For residential or commercial plumbing and heating needs and top quality Lennox furnaces and heating units, see Don & Walt LLC on East Main Street in Manchester, or give us a call at 927-2232.
Hi, this is Chris Henry, Service Manager of Brown Sales and Leasing in Elkader. Our goal is to make your car buying experience the best possible, and our factory-certified technicians are dedicated to you and your vehicles. Stop in and see us at Brown Sales and Leasing in Elkader, or visit us online at forbrowns.com. Your hometown dealer, wherever your hometown may be. Best of luck to all area athletes and coaches.
Back in at Cedar Gymnasium. As the Hawks trailing 16-13 here in set number 4. Here's the hammer there on the right side. Mangold couldn't get there in time. And the kill shot there was it Volleski?
Yeah.
From the right side. We haven't heard from her in a while.
Yeah.
But she's their main power hitter.
She wanted to step up again.
This one's popped up by Mangold. Bumped up, Linus. Here's Vasky trying to send it over. She does.
There we go.
Goes around. The Hawks get a point back. They get off the schneid of 13 points. 17-14, 3-point. Mount Vernon lead.
Just like I say, the faster they can get out of this rotation with Mount Vernon, the better off they're going to be.
Back right side. Sending it over. Now popping up in the air. Back set Mount Vernon. That's going to be a 2-hit. Coach Williams.
Like it.
Coach Williams, I didn't know if she was arguing with the call or telling her player.
Talking to her player,
Yep,
I think.
that's what it looked like at the end. Initially, I thought she was arguing with the call.
Yeah.
But Hawks get the point, 17-15 front set. Here's a hit over. Nice block by Collier. Front set. Too hard to hit the antenna out of bounds. The Hawks have some momentum here, only down by 1. 17-16. Just when you can feel Mount Vernon start to slip away. The Hawks coming back and grabbing them by the shirt tail and telling them this match isn't over yet. This one's sent over off the serve by Collier. This hit after that, pinballs around. Ooh, now hit back over by the Hawks. Back set. Mount Vernon, the hard hit by Valesky goes out of bounds. And the Hawks get the point. We're knotted up at 17. Collier. This is Collier, right?
No, that's Lindauer.
Lindauer, thank you. Back to serve. As this is hit back over by Yeoman. Now Collier swats it over. Mount Vernon answers. Front set in the middle. Toss over by Linus. Front set. Now front set. Get it over. And nice job by Collier right there. A little two-handed tap back over the net. Gets the point for the Hawks. They lead 18-17. 1 point lead. 7 points away from tying this match up at 2 sets apiece. Popped up in the air by Vandershaw off the serve by the Hawks. swatted over by Vandersall. Front set, short-armed it into the net. Call a two-hit violation anyway.
You know, and she was going toward the net, so she didn't have much chance there to not have a two-hit on that.
We're knotted up at 18.
Both teams have one timeout left each.
Valesky serves it over. Front set. The hammer by Collier. Put up in the air by Mount Vernon. Swat over by Vandersall. Linus there for the defense. And Collier misjudged it. Had to come back for it. Fleich bumps at it. And Collier, miscommunication.
I think there was a miscommunication on what they called. I think that Fleich thought it was going to be more of a back set D.
From the back middle, sent over by Valesky. This one's hit over, dropped down off the hands of Wyckoff. But on their own side for Mount Vernon, the Hawks get the point. They're tied up at 19.
Right now is when Ryan steps up and starts talking to all of her players, and you see Haley Linus talking to her players over there. Both seniors are trying to get that leadership going.
19 all. Bumped up in the air, front set. Here's a swat over. It's pinball around and drops down. Collier and Kleitz couldn't hang on to it between the two of them. And it's back to a Mount Vernon lead in this back and forth seesaw contest here tonight from Cedar Gymnasium. 20 to 19, the student section. All decked out tonight. Across the way into this one. As there's a little toss over after that, bumping it up, Collier. Sitting over Linus. Mount Vernon is there, front set. It's blocked and then popped up in the air by Linus. A little swat over by Kleitz. Front set, little tap in the middle, puts is there. Front set, the hammer by Collier, pop back over. Good volley going here. Linus sends it over. It's dug out of the ground by Pettinger. Now front set, swat by Collier, popped up in the air by Wyckoff. Here's the hit by Vandersall, popped up near the rafters, puts, but Linus recovers on the sideline. Mangold sends it over. There's a little bump over by Ryan, almost lost. They've got another hit to get it out of bounds, and they do over the net, I should say, from out of bounds. Here's a swat down. That's going to be out in the middle of the net. That was Wyckoff in the Hawks. What a back and forth volley there. What an effort by both of these teams.
Definitely. You know, they've kind of, all the volleys have been going back and forth, haven't they?
Knotted up to 20. The Hawks trying to avoid their first loss of the season at home here tonight against a very good Mount Vernon team. The swat there is popped up in the air off the hit by Linus. At the net, Goebel and Collier. It's Goebel getting the tip over the net and down, and it's 21-20. Coach Brand up asking how many timeouts. Coach Willem gets her answer of one, and she uses that final timeout. Hawks lead 21-20. We're back after this from KMC Sports.
At Three Rivers, our customers come first. Your business is very important to us. Our goal is to provide you with the best products and service that you have come to expect from Three Rivers. Visit our website at threeriversfs.com or the location nearest you. Three Rivers, your partner in growth solutions.
Citizen State Bank, your locally owned, community-minded, and customer-oriented bank, is here to serve you. Choose one of their 7 convenient locations in Winthrop, Monticello, Manchester, Ryan, Strawberry Point, Hopkinton, and New Vienna. Citizen State Bank, community banking with people you know, member FDIC.
This is Jamie Baskey, the voice of the West Delaware Hawks, and I've had the chance to review the Good Neighbor Society's playbook, and I got to tell you, they are friends in your neighborhood, designing plays to get you home fast. If you need help getting back in the game, contact the Good Neighbor Society Rehab to Home team at 563-927-3907.
We're in set number 4. The Hawks need a win to keep this match alive. They lead 21-20. Off the serve. Mustangs return. A block back over, but it's on Mount Vernon's side. A block right to left. Wyckoff. It stayed on the side of the net, and the Mustangs and the Hawks have the 2-point lead. 22-20. Back to serve. Left corner is Kleitz again.
One of our stronger servers, too.
Yes, indeed. Macy up front. Just a little tip there. Puts up towards the front of the net. Now she'll bump it over after a return hit. Front set across the net. Partial block by Collier. Got a fingernail on it. And now sending it back over is Wyckoff. The Hawks Linus, little step down. What an effort. She faked them all out. Looked like she was going to the middle. She tweaked her right wrist, tapped it back to the left side. And Penninger with a diving effort couldn't get there in time. Hawks lead by 3, 23-20. There's a service going to go out of bounds, and that kills the Hawks' momentum for the time being.
No!
23-21.
You know, the nice thing about it is Keller went over and patted her on the back and said, well, all right, you know, and she gave her a smile. So.
Still a 2-point lead.
Back to work.
The student section making it noisy here inside the gymnasium for the road team Mustangs. We've got a whistle and a 4-hit violation called on the Hawks. Back to Mount Vernon. They're back within 1. Hawks lead 23-22. Back middle is Wyckoff, the senior, serving it. Line drives it, pops it up in the air. Front set, right to left. Linus will tap over. It's defended by Wyckoff. Now the slam over by Vandersfeld hits the court before Kolak can get her hands on it. It goes behind her and out of bounds, and we're knotted up at 23. Mount Vernon answers back, and they've tied this game up again.
Can we say this is a barn burner on the first game of the season?
Yes, indeed. No doubt about it. We're in set 4. 2-1 Mount Vernon leads. Toss over. It's awkwardly hit in the middle by Sullivan. And the Hawks have retaken the lead, and we're down the game point, 24-23. You just never know what's going to happen.
You just don't.
That's
I
the
love
beauty.
that.
That's the beauty of it. Here's Foots from the right corner. She sends it almost too high, but playing it, pushing it up. Vandershaw to the back row now. Golrock, little sideways shiver. Dimmer slaps it over. Front set, right after that, little tap over. Goebel gets a right hand on it. Now, Linus swats it over. 24-23. This one sent over by Vandershaw. Front set, the hammer by Dimmer, and the Hawks have tied it up. Oh, we're going to a set number 5. 25-23 on opening night. What a match we have seen here. It's going to take all 5 sets here tonight. We're knotted up at 2. We're back after this from KMCH Sports.
The Edgewood Reminder is proud to support all the area teams in athletic action and appreciates their efforts in the classroom and during sports. Check out all the sports photos in each week's issue of the Edgewood Reminder.
TriVet Associates is a mixed animal veterinary clinic with offices in Farley, Dyersville, and Holy Cross. Our 8 doctors serve the Dubuque, Manchester, Guttenberg, and Cascade areas and provide veterinary services to both large and small animals. For more information, find us on Facebook or visit our website, trivetinc.com.
Whether it's wiring, security, phone system, fire detection, or home entertainment, Price Electric and High Tech Communications is here to make your life easier. Find out more at priceelectric.us or hightechcommunications.us. Price Electric and High Tech Communications, changing your world with technology.
Whether it's an orthopedic, sports, or occupational injury you are suffering from, Regional Medical Center Therapy Services has you covered. With a customized treatment program, Regional Medical Center Therapy Services can get you back on track in the active game of life. Regional Medical Center, excellence in healthcare, close to home.
At Tauke Motors, we believe in a gentler, simpler way of doing business. Check out our large selection of new and pre-owned vehicles, as well as the great incentives at TaukeMotors.com. If you're looking for a new, pre-owned vehicle or service on your current vehicle, come to Tauke Motors, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, and Ram on 9th Street in Dyersville.
Holman Crematory wishes all the best to the athletes and appreciates their hard work and scholastic efforts throughout the year. For personal, caring service, Leonard Muller Funeral Home and Crematory in Manchester, Edgewood, and Strawberry Point.
For more than 80 years, GMB has lived its mission to help customers achieve their financial dreams. Supporting the communities where you live, work, and play is important to us because that's where we live too. It's where we provide great service, sound advice, and solutions to meet your financial needs. GMB Bank, member FDIC.
For all your general contracting needs, turn to the professionals at Lucky Building Service in Manchester. For commercial, remodeling, and building and new home construction, call the experts, Lucky Building Service in Manchester, 563-927-5677.
At Dupaco Community Credit Union, we know debt happens. A debt checkup from Dupaco ensures it's not costing you more than it should. With historic low interest rates, now is the time to bring your loans to Dupaco. Contact us at 563-927-6187 or visit dupaco.com.
When the unexpected happens, call Krager Body Shop in Dyersville. They specialize in major and minor collision repair and frame straightening. For all of your auto body work, see Krager Body Shop in Dyersville.
The Manchester Press is your community newspaper. Check out the sports section for game stats and photos of area players and game highlights. The Manchester Press, serving the area for over 130 years.
Great food and great fun with friends. That's what's waiting for you at Beaver's Lounge in Manchester. Check out their Thursday night bucket of wings special and Friday night fish special. Beaver's also has a different lunch special every Monday through Friday. Beaver's Lounge on the corner of Main and Madison in downtown Manchester. Leave it to Beaver's to show you a good time.
Along with Joan Salo, John Swisher back with you. From Cedar Gymnasium on opening night, we've never had an opener like this before. 5 sets as absolute classic here. Number 2, Mount Vernon. Number 5 in 3A, West Delaware, as they have given Mount Vernon everything they can handle here tonight as the favorite team on paper because of the starters and such coming back. But the Hawks are out to prove that they can pull off this win and start off the third WAMAC East Division schedule with the victory here tonight as the Hawks won the 4th set there, 25-23. It lasted 23 minutes. We're underway here in the 5th set, and it's a point for the Hawks. Hawks get the point. A little dump down there by Haley Linus. Linus gets the kill point. As in game 5, we go to 15. So shorter here.
Yep. Just looking at our student body, how much they're into this game. This is awesome.
Great crowd on hand tonight. This one is hit awkwardly from to Kleitz, sending it over. There's a dump down. Goebel, that's going to be a lift.
Yeah, he's going to call it out.
Yep. Knew that was an easy call.
Yeah.
That it landed right in her hands. And she was trying to hit it. We're tied at 1. Back middle, serving it over is Wyckoff, the senior. She's short-armed it into the net. And a Hawk point there, 2-1, and that's been a point of concern for the Mustangs here tonight. Those short-armed misserves. The Hawks have had their share, but doesn't seem as many.
Yeah.
Now Mount Vernon with the answer. Vandershaw, she sends it out of bounds to the left sideline, to the far sideline. Puts looking at that one like a center fielder, judging that one. The eagle eye was out, and she played that one perfectly. She let it go. Hawks lead by 2, 3-1. Puts from the right corner down the sideline, and she sends it out of bounds.
These are the things you don't want to see in a third game by either team, though. You don't want it to serve it out. Make them work it. Make them work for that point.
Hawks lead by 1, 3-2. The match is tied up at 2 sets apiece. As we're nearing the 2-hour mark, as we are 8 minutes away from 2 hours in this match here tonight. One of the longer ones we've had. Whoa, what a smackdown there by Goebel as Ryan going left to right.
That was almost a six-pack.
Got a hit on that ball, but lost her balance and hit the deck as she did. Hawks lead by 2, 4-2. One sent over by Linus. Popped up towards the net, front set. Here's Volesky bringing the power and Puts got a hand on it. Kleitz hit it, but awkwardly and Puts. No one can get back to it. It goes out of bounds. It's a 1-point lead for the Hawks, 4-3.
Puts tried to get a foot on
she
it.
She tried to
kick
it, yeah. A little kickball, a little soccer action. That Puts as she was laying on the floor. 4-3, Hawks, 1-point advantage. One deep. Linus backing up, pops it up in the air. Kleitz back to Linus, middle of the floor. Over to Ryan. Ryan pops it up, back set. Here's Zaleski getting a hand on that ball. Puts a nice save out of bounds by Bansky. Goebel pops it over. This one sent over the middle of the court, coming up, but not in time to get a clean handle on that one is Linus. As getting credit for that one will be Yeoman, the junior.
Goble got a good hand on it, but it was just enough that it dropped a little too quick.
And we're tied at 4. Back right corner. Line driving it over. Linus pops it up front. Front set. The hammer there by Hammer. Got it to go. 2 diving Mustangs in the back middle has nearly collided. Neither one of them could get a handle on the ball, and the Hawks get the point for it. 5-4. They're 10 points away from winning this exciting match. This one is served out of bounds, and we're tied at 5. Ryan will go back to serve, the first-team All-Stater from a year ago on a team that was a 3A semifinalist with a record of 27-13 last year. Mount Vernon. Here's a one-hand fist poke right over the net by Dimmer. Thrown back over by Yeoman. There's a toss over by Vasky on the far left side. A swat now by Mount Vernon and Wyckoff. Front set, middle 4. Linus with the hard smack. A block.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 hits.
It's going to be 4 hits. As no block was called right there. Ready for the block was Wyckoff, but it hit the net and came back to Linus.
Well, you had their head coach running to the ref and yelling 4. I think he was going to listen to her that time.
6-5 Mustangs. The 1-point lead. Ryan. Linus pops it up. Front set. Here's a hit over the net.
Needed that. That was a good one for Vasky. We needed that.
And it was hit out of bounds off of Valesky. Hawks get the point back. We're tied 6-6. Back right side. Lindauer sends it over. Hopping it up in the air is number 1, Kristen Elliott. Ooh, a junior. And this one is hit, hammered down by Valesky. Kristen Elliott, another one of the athletes. The daughter of head baseball coach Jeremy Elliott, also the athletic trainer at Mount Vernon High School for a long time. 7-6, Mount Vernon, a 1-point lead. Back right corner. This is Pettinger, the junior. Wants it to the back row. It's hit by Mangold. Now pops over by Linus. That one is hit to the right. It's a diving effort by Pettinger, but she hit it to her right out of bounds.
They just weren't quite ready for what she was doing. She was coming from that back row and staying behind that 10-foot line like she has to.
We're tied at 7. Back right corner, sending it over, popping up. Front set. Here's a hit down the line.
Nice dig by Mangold.
Foot. Now a swat over. Pops up in the air by Ryan. Nice save by Elliott. Can they get it over? They do. The free ball over by Yeoman. Back set. The hammer. Oh, a block. What a block off the hit by Collier. A hellacious block by Yeoman. That was. I'm not even sure it was near the hand area. I think it was near her forearm or elbow. Either way, she blocked it.
She got up on that very nicely, and they were celebrating big time down here.
8-7, the 1-point lead.
Both teams have such a look in their eye, don't they?
They do.
Fun.
Bob and determined.
Yeah.
This loss is going to hurt tonight because of how much effort they put into it.
Yeah.
On opening night of the WAMAC season. 8-7 Mount Vernon. Front set, Kleitz. Tap back over by Linus. Pops in the air, Ryan. Front set, here is Collier going for the block. Vanderstel just able to get it over the fingernails of Lauren Collier as it bounces down the Hawks side. The Hawks trail by 2, 9-7. Timeout, Coach Mather. We'll take it with them back after this in KMC Sports.
Newhouse Construction and Concrete is proud to support all our area athletes. Give Phil a call at 927-5178 for your commercial, ag, or residential projects, or visit newhouseconstruction.com. Newhouse Construction and Concrete turns design into reality.
Clear and comfortable tonight. Our overnight low near 52. Mostly sunny tomorrow, a high of 75. Mostly clear tomorrow night, back to 53. Light northeast winds tonight, east at 5 to 10 tomorrow. Mostly sunny Saturday, up near 78. Partly sunny skies for Sunday, seasonable with 78. And as we head into Monday, a chance of storms, they'll be slight, up in the middle 80s. That's your TV9 First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Joe Winters on Mix 94.7 KMCH.
John and Jones back with you. 9-7 Mount Vernon here in set number 5. Mount Vernon off the serve. Butch pops it over. Little dump down there. Just a sideways throw by Linus up net. No one covered the middle of the net for Mount Vernon. Hawks back within 1, 9-8. Nice play by Linus. Back left corner. Here's Kleitz sending it over. Sent up in the air. Back set. Vandershaw over to Kolak. And back over. Almost snuck it in.
That was close.
Just out in the back corner. And Mount Vernon takes the 2-point lead, 10-8. Back middle, serving is Wyckoff. Line drives it over. Kolak. Kleitz. Collier.
Nice hit.
Mount Vernon now. Vandershaw popped up in the air by Kleitz. Bumped up. Kolak. Butch will bump it over. Front set, right to left. Vandershaw, the hammer with the block. There by Lauren Collier.
Wow.
In the back middle where nobody was for the Mustangs. And the Hawks back to within 1. They trail 10-9. Fritz will serve from the back right corner.
The people that step up can make a difference in a game. You're seeing that.
Fritz sends it to the back middle. Front set. Short on to into the net. Lands on Mount Vernon's side as Light, the sophomore, couldn't get that one up and over. And we're knotted up again at 10.
You know, the set wasn't that high, but that was a little bit of nerve, too. She went up there a little jittery.
But this one's angled left side, and they serve with a diving effort by Meeker. The senior goes out of bounds behind the Mount Vernon bench. Another timeout for the Mustangs. Hawks lead by 1, 11-10 here in set 5. Back after this in TNC Sports.
Sports news, coaches' comments, and play-by-play for the Monticello Panthers on Eastern Iowa's Variety Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
In sports, as well as banking, numbers mean everything. Making sure you have experienced athletes and bench strength are a critical combination for a winning team. The same goes for our F&M team. With an average longevity of 15 years and 28 members strong, F&M is consistently showing strength in numbers. F&M Bank, the right choice, member FDIC.
Going above and beyond is a standard of care at Above and Beyond Home Health and Hospice Care. Their compassionate staff care deeply about the comfort of their patients. A nurse is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Above and Beyond Healthcare, the more they care, the more beautiful life becomes. Proudly serving Jones, Jackson, Johnson, Lynn, Clayton, and Delaware counties.
7. Back in to Cedar Gymnasium, 11-10 Hawks lead, trying to get out of here with a win and hit the antenna. Goebel hits it into the antenna. We're tied back at 11. 11 all. Here in this back and forth exciting matchup of top 5 teams in Class 3A. Number 2, Mount Vernon. Number 5, West Delaware. The Hawks were down 2-1. And there's a third into the net.
Third one.
Back to a tie, 12-12. That is Sullivan, the junior. Definitely the main. Back to a 1-point lead, I should say, for the Hawks, 12-11. Definitely the main concern for the Mustangs, the serving issues in the net tonight. Back set, here's Goebel, sends it over. Popped up in the air by Elliott. Now the slam down by Valesky, but right there was Kleitz. Hitting it over is Linus. Ryan is there. Back set. Valesky just gets it past the antenna to the left. Puts now a little tap over by Linus. 12-11 Hawks. Back set. Valesky for the kill. What a save by Kleitz. Puts in the air. Linus got it down. A diving effort by Sullivan. And the Hawks have a 2-point lead. 13-11.
This is crucial right here. This is crucial.
Keep this momentum.
Definitely.
Back middle. Linus will serve it away. To the back row. Popped up. Saving it near out of bounds now. Getting it over.
Runner play.
Front set.
And a kill.
Got the kill. And the Hawks have 1 point away. Lori Light was there, but it had to go off the right hand and down on the court. And the Hawks 1 point away. They lead 14-11. Trying to get the comeback win tonight here at home, upsetting number 2 Mount Vernon. This one's hit off the net. The Hawks now. Goebel sends it down the line, but playing it is Meeker. Little tap over, block back over. Mount Vernon, next set. There's a little tap at the net. It goes out of bounds off of the Hawks. Baskey and Goebel were there.
Yeah.
Mount Vernon gets the point. It's 14-12.
Excellent effort by Goebel and Vasky, though, to just go everybody after that ball. That was pretty nice.
Fighting, almost postseason atmosphere here in night number 1 of our coverage, 2016, 14-12. This one's sent over, front set, tap over by Dimmer. It's hit back over by Light. This one's pinballed around, push over.
Nice cover by Vasky there.
Pops it and gets out of the way. Here's, it's got it to go, the Hawks win. Ryan could not get to it, and the Hawks
That was a win. That's a win.
15-12.
How that's a win.
What an absolutely great volleyball match here tonight. The Hawks get it. Oh boy, in this one, they win it 15-12. My goodness,
That's a win.
14-minute fifth set. Hawks win 3-2. In this one, 2 hours.
Happy birthday, John.
Thank you very much. What a gift from the volleyball team. As 2 hours and 4 minutes here tonight. One of the longest ones, probably the longest match we've ever had here.
I think it is.
2 hours.
Look at the students. They're going nuts.
4 minutes. As Coach Morrison getting them off the floor.
Yeah. That's a brand new floor. They just redid this summer.
That's right. And it looks very beautiful.
That'd be nice.
And the Hawks get the win here, 15-12, 3-2 on the match. We're back after this from KMCH Sports.
At Georgian Auto in Manchester, their approach to auto repairs is simple. Fix it right and get you back on the road. From tires to transmissions, they fix it all. Georgian Auto in Manchester, where complete automotive service and repair is their complete focus.
You may not wear glasses or contacts, but how do you know if you're seeing your best or if your eyes are healthy? Why not be proactive and get your eyes examined? Dr. Daniel E. Mersch and his professional staff at Manchester Family Vision can help. Call 563-927-3682 to schedule an appointment. Manchester Family Vision Center wishes all the local sports teams best of luck this season. Manchester Family Vision Center on West Main, where clear vision begins with healthy eyes. Bob Stephen Motors in Manchester proudly supports all area athletes. Bob Stephen Motors is your locally owned and operated GM dealer in Manchester. Visit them on the web at bobstephenmotors.com.
Since 1995, Edgewood Feed Mill Construction has provided customers with a quality, pre-engineered building package for their swine facility needs. Edgewood Feed Mill Construction is a general contractor and will assist you with the construction of your livestock facility, start to finish. For more information on Edgewood Feed Mill Construction, contact Steve Harris at 563-920-7835.
This is Fred Smock from Dunlap Motors in Independence with Chevy, Buick, and certified pre-owned Chevy, Buick, and GMC, and nearly 300 new and used cars and trucks in stock. We have big town inventory with small town service. Go to DunlapMotorsIndy.com.
At Precision Collision, we are committed to providing you with high-quality auto body repair and paint refinishing. Our expertly trained technicians can repair all accidental damage and get you back on the road in no time. Come visit me, Jeff, for a free estimate. We are located along Highway 20 at the Delaware turnoff. Precision Collision. One call does it all. Quality guaranteed.
When it comes to financial planning, most financial companies focus on your income. At Northwestern Mutual, we focus on your outcome. It takes the right financial partner who cares as much about your future as you do, building a financial plan to meet your life's priorities and helping you achieve the financial security you're after. Focus on your financial outcome with Northwestern Mutual. Contact me, Mitch Payton, or Matt Schulte today. You and Northwestern Mutual, stronger together.
American Trust and Savings Bank wishes all area athletes and coaching staff continued success. American Trust and Savings Bank with locations in Dyersville, Farley, Dubuque, and Des Moines. Simply better banking. Check them out at AmericanTrust.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Sight and good vision is very easy to take for granted until it is taken away. Advanced Eye Care Associates of Eastern Iowa is here to help you. Advanced Eye Care Associates of Eastern Iowa is located at 105 East Butler Street in Manchester and at 1113 West 3rd Street in Vinton. Your vision is our primary focus.
Anderson is the leader in doors and windows. They set the bar high with high-performing, dependable, energy-efficient products for your renovation and building projects. Contact your local vendor, Delhi Lumber, at 922-2404 for all of your window needs. Delhi Lumber, your authorized Anderson Windows dealer, big-town quality with small-town service.
At Community Savings Bank, it's simple. Simply free checking comes with free debit cards, free online banking with bill pay, free mobile money, and free thank you gifts. Find out more about Simply Free Checking at one of our 7 locations or online at csbiowa.com. Community Savings Bank. Member FDIC.
Jay's Auto Supercenter on the Greater East End of Manchester has quality pre-owned vehicles, great financing options, and a full-service department, body shop, and detail department. See their full line of vehicles online at jsautosales.net. At Jay's Auto, customer satisfaction is their #1 priority.
Farmers Savings Bank proudly supports all area athletes and their coaching staff. For all your banking needs, visit them in Colesburg, Elkport Garber, Strawberry Point, Arlington, and Aurora, or online at farmersavingsbank.com. Member FDIC.
Viafield is your headquarters for all your seed, chemical, and fertilizer needs. They have professional service and quality products needed to bring the best crop to market. Viafield, providing growth opportunity for 18 locations across northern Iowa and southern Minnesota.
The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and the Dyersville Commercial recognize the hard work and dedication of all area athletes. Check out the weekly sports section in the commercial for scores and information. The Eastern Iowa Shopping News and Dyersville Commercial, supporting your communities.
For fan food, not fast food, visit your after-the-game headquarters, Manchester Dairy Queen. It's quick, it's easy, your family will love it. Manchester Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Welcome back inside Seedorf Gymnasium. John Swisher, Joe Sambo back with you on night number 1 of the 2016 volleyball season here from KMCH Sports, West Delaware flavor, as the Hawks come back and get the win 3-2 as they win the 5th and final set 15-12. They were outscored points-wise from Mount Vernon 107-103, which we saw a time or two last year, but it doesn't matter as the Hawks get the 3-2 win in the match that lasted 2 hours and 4 minutes, a record that we're concerned, as far as we're concerned, the over 2-hour match mark here tonight. The Hawks with the 3-2 victory as head coach Brett Mather on his way up here. Timeout. Come back. We'll have the victorious head coach of the Hawks coming up after this from KMC Sports.
Your family. It's no secret that people come to Fairway in Manchester for their famous meats, but as you dash back to the counter to pick up your USDA choice ribeyes, don't be surprised if you find yourself lingering among the delicious fruits and vegetables in the produce department. Shop Fairway in Manchester for low prices and all your grocery needs.
Head to Fireside Pub and Steakhouse before or after the game or anytime, featuring steaks, seafood, pasta, sandwiches, and even fresh-made pizza. They say it's the best around. Visit them on the web at firesidemanchester.com for a full menu and special offers.
Just like a great coach, State Farm agents like me, Julie Smith, can help you develop a game plan for your insurance needs. Whether it's car, home, life, health, or business insurance, I can dig into the playbook and help you find the affordable coverage you need. For all your insurance needs, call on a winning team. The Julie Smith State Farm Agency in Manchester.
And welcome back in to Seedorf Gymnasium here in Manchester. John Swisher, joined by the victorious head coach of the West Delaware Hawks, Brett Mather. And what a way to start your 21st season here at West Delaware in the conference part of the schedule anyway, as getting this great win tonight, 3-2 over Mount Vernon. And my, what an effort by both teams coming out. You knew a lot of talent and great tradition here coming on for both of these programs, but the Hawks getting the job done here tonight. And what'd you think early on in this match?
Well, early on, I thought we got off to a great start in game one. I thought mentally we were focused, we were ready to go, physically focused, ready to go, and then middle of the game we let down, middle of game one, and I was definitely disappointed with that. And that was our big talk actually between game one and two. Is I told them, I hate to say this to them, I said, but you gave up, and that's kind of how I felt. And they all were very honest, and they agreed. Now we didn't give up, but we just kind of quit playing with that intensity, and that's what I mean by we gave up on it. And they definitely didn't give up the rest of that whole match. So that was just what an exciting match to get involved with early on in the season. A great opponent there, Mount Vernon. They were very highly ranked, and they're still very highly ranked. So that was certainly a great win for us early on in the season, no doubt.
Great point there. We could sense it up here too. Back down a little bit by the team that was favored, maybe on paper in Mount Vernon. But as you said, you reminded them quickly that it doesn't matter what the paper says. It's all about what you do on the court, and boy, did they come back winning that second one 25-22. Mount Vernon responded with a 25-22 win. Then it was the Hawks getting that close 25-23 win. What was the difference there in the later sets for your team?
Well, I thought our serve receive really picked up as the match went on. I thought our serve receive became more aggressive. And I thought our defense became more aggressive, and if you can have those two things playing aggressive, your offense is going to be that much easier. And I thought we were able to make their block move a lot more, which is what we needed to do. Early on in game one, we made their block move a lot, and they did the same thing to us. And so, but then we kind of lost it, and then we had to get back to that. That was another big discussion. We got to get back to our tempo to make their block go 30 feet of net there, and so we were certainly able to do that. If we look at some stats there, Demmer with I think 17 kills in the match there. For a middle, she played a phenomenal match in that middle spot there, and you got to remember she's a sophomore. We're young, we're inexperienced, but the desire is certainly there, and that was a big talk we had after the match was over. I said, one, I'm very proud of you, proud of the way we played. I said that's a big, huge win for us. I said let's all be on the same page here. When we come to practice tomorrow, we're focused again. We're ready to go, and we're ready to continue to improve. Because, for as young as we are, we have a lot of potential to do some great things this year, as long as we continue to improve and throughout the season.
Absolutely, as Demmer, Collier, and Linus are your staple points here. The three seniors, the three starters, I should say, coming back. But a lot of girls grew up at the varsity level here tonight in high performance competition here. As what a great effort.
Well, I think the great effort is by the faithful here that are singing the happy birthday swish. I can't sing here. No.
Answer the question.
No, okay.
Let them do the singing.
I lost the question. I lost the focus.
Talking about those younger girls stepping up.
The youth we have out there, and you got to give a shout out to Macy Fleisch there for being in a big environment like that. To run the offense in that 5-1, that's certainly not an easy thing. The decision making, she looked to me several times for, where do I set the ball? But then you get in the middle of those rallies, and she's got to make the decisions. And I thought she set a phenomenal match. And she's going to make better decisions the more she gets used to playing. But for as young as she is and as inexperienced as she is, I thought she made a ton of great choices on her own out there. She made a lot of great sets to our middles and the tempo, and that's huge. Collier's in that middle. Last year she was on that right side. She's going to continue to improve, and that's what I love about it is as long as we continue to work and the expectation, is to get better, then I think it's going to be a fun year.
You bet. Again, the total team effort against a very good club in Mount Vernon here tonight as Valesky and Vandersaw, they can bring the heat as well. And they had some struggles. You took advantage of some of their serving issues. We saw a few on your side, a few too many for your comfort. But overall, what'd you think in that department of your mistakes?
Well, overall serving, I thought we did a pretty good job. We didn't hit our spots necessarily all the time, but you're going to have some of that. But, it's the same thing. I thought we served at time aggressive. And at times I think we just kind of served to get it in play, and we want to continue to serve aggressive there. Pointing out another thing is our back line, our serve receivers. We've got only two primary serve receivers from last year, Jade and Haley Linus there. They serve received in most of our rotations last year. Then you got then you got Liz Kolak and Mangold, Caitlin Mangold coming in. I'll tell you what, they continue to get better every single day of practice, and I'm really impressed with what they do on the court there. So, it's definitely a team effort, not just all the girls out there in the court, but all 15 girls we have is a team effort, because we get better every day in practice because who we have across the net from us, and that's where you win and lose matches, is in that practice, the intensity.
And what great momentum to take away from this. We talked about this. We talked about tonight. You mentioned early on, we have not seen a match like this early on in your schedule for many years. Since I've been a part of it, this is my 8th season. We haven't seen that. The schedule is usually played out where you get the Mount Vernons, the Solons, the other teams on the east side later on in the schedule. Tonight, it was a battle of the top 5 teams in the state in 3A, and what a match to get your home season underway and your East Division conference schedule underway.
Oh, absolutely. I love the start, regardless of the outcome. I love the start of this. Having a tough match early on, it really kind of gives you an idea where you're at, what your strengths are, what those weaknesses are, what you need to do to improve upon them, and certainly happy to be on the top side of it. But regardless, if we were not, it was good for our squad.
Great effort indeed. Now you'll move on to Saturday in the annual Vinton-Schellsburg Invitational down in Vinton to play some quality teams. Offhand, what you looking at Saturday?
Well, there's a couple new teams down there. We've got Cedar Rapids Jefferson, who's got a couple nice hitters out there, so they're in our pool. And then we've got Janesville, who's a powerhouse in Class 1A, so they're in our pool. And I can't think of the third team, maybe a Hampton Dumont. But so our pool is going to give us some good challenges, which is certainly what you need. So. Seeing some new teams down there is a nice, fresh. It's nice and fresh to go down there and play some different opponents.
And back into the Wamak East Side schedule on Tuesday. Macokota will come to town here at Cedar Gymnasium. And how much do you know about the East Side? What are you looking at? Of course, you and Mount Vernon, the favorites. You can never count out Solon. Western Dubuque, of course, right there. The 4A team. The East. What's your mindset on the East Side this year?
Well, I think Mount Vernon is certainly right up there. They're going to be still a contender for regardless of their loss tonight, but. They're certainly going to be right there at the end there. I think West Dubuque, Dyersville, Beckman, to me, would be the toughest. If you look after Mount Vernon, I would think those would be the next toughest two there. So, but you certainly can't overlook anybody. If you do, then that's when a big win like tonight gets knocked out by an opponent you should have taken care of.
Absolutely. All right. Congratulations on the win here tonight. We'll see you next Tuesday night. Best of luck to you this weekend.
All right. Thanks, Bush. As always, appreciate what you do, and hope you have a happy birthday. Rest of it.
That was a great birthday present for me, so thank you to you and the girls. Brett Mather, the head coach of the West Delaware Hawks here, as we'll wrap up the broadcast here tonight as the Hawks get the victory at home. They move the record overall to 6-0. Set-wise, they're 13-2, 1-0 now at home. East side of the Wamak Conference at 1-0 as they drop Mount Vernon to 2-1. The Mustangs set-wise are now 6-3, 2-1 overall. The Wamak 0-1 the East side, and their road record now sits at 2-1. For head coach Brett Mather, 678 wins now here at West Delaware, 708 total in his 23 coaching year coaching career. Losing game one, we talked about Mount Vernon pulled away late 25-16. Hawks came back and won 25-22 in 24 minutes after the first set took 22 minutes. Set number 3 was a Mount Vernon win, 25-22 in 24 minutes. The Hawks won game 4, 25-23 in 23 minutes. And the final set, the Hawks winning 15-12, as that one took 14 minutes. As total match score, Mount Vernon 107, West Delaware 103. Total match time 2 hours and 4 minutes. Definitely close to, if not a record here for the longest match, as the Hawks get the win here tonight on opening night of the West Delaware volleyball season here from KMCH Sports. I want to thank all the folks involved here, all 38 of our sponsors, for making it possible for us bringing you West Delaware volleyball for another season, as we'll be on the air around 7:30 on a Tuesday night, our next West Delaware volleyball coverage, as the Hawks entertain the Cardinals of Macokota. Thanks to in-studio producer tonight, Rob St. John, our on-site producer, Jamie Vasky, our fine color commentator, as always, Joan Salo. Great to have her back for another year. And thanks to West Delaware AD Mike Morrison for his great support and the great new chairs here up top of Seedorf Gymnasium. Once again, the Hawks getting the 3-2 win here tonight in the match the last 2 hours and 4 minutes. The upset over number 2, Mount Vernon. The Hawks in number 5 roll on at 6-0. This has been West Delaware Volleyball from KMCH Sports. John Swisher saying, have yourselves a good and safe rest of your Thursday night. So long, everybody, from Manchester, Iowa.
Hi, this is Jamie Vaskey at Don & Walt LLC, your independent Lennox dealer in Manchester, encouraging you to plan ahead. Have us check your heating or air conditioning unit before you need it. For residential or commercial plumbing and heating needs and top quality Lennox furnaces and heating units, see Don & Walt LLC on East Main Street in Manchester, or give us a call at 927-2232.
This is Chris Henry, Service Manager of Brown Sales and Leasing in Elkader. Our goal is to make your car buying experience the best possible, and our factory certified technicians are dedicated to you and your vehicles. Stop in and see us at Brown Sales and Leasing in Elkader, or visit us online at 4browns.com. Your hometown dealer, wherever your hometown may be. Best of luck to all area athletes and coaches.
At Three Rivers, our customers come first. Your business is very important to us. Our goal is to provide you with the best products and service that you have come to expect from Three Rivers. Visit our website at threeriversfs.com or the location nearest you. Three Rivers, your partner in growth solutions.
Citizen State Bank, your locally owned, community-minded, and customer-oriented bank, is here to serve you. Choose one of their 7 convenient locations in Winthrop, Monticello, Manchester, Ryan, Strawberry Point, Hopkinton, and Nubiana. Citizen State Bank, community banking with people you know, member FDIC.
Nice to meet you where you been. I could show you incredible things. Magic, madness, heaven, sin. Saw you there and I thought.
station.